Share the live, everybody, please. Share the live, everybody, please. Come on in. The water is great. What's going down, Playboy? What's up, Yancy? Can't wait to see you, good brother. Got a special show for you, and you. Hey, everybody. Welcome. It's a TikTok noticed, not famous, the Garden Gumbo show. I am one half of the Gumbos, the GGs. We're transmitting live from Brooklyn. And when my homie get in here, it's gonna be Detroit. So we got the East and the Midwest on. You know what I'm saying? The music is too loud. Yes, man, we're gonna be talking about men's health. We got some good brothers coming in here, man. We got health and wellness coach, a superstar in my eyes. We're gonna have, hey, Beautimus, what happened? We lost her. Hey, that's not cool. They acting up already, huh? Share the live, man. Share the live, please. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we're gonna need to get about 2,000 likes before we start talking, man. You know what I'm saying? We need to get your fingers, your Twitter fingers, twittering. You know what I'm saying? Your TikTok tickers ticking. Hey, I don't know what happened with that one, sis. You okay? You okay over there?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get my camera, and I'm having technical difficulty tonight.
Oh, yeah. You know how they do sometimes, you know. Everybody give it up for Audrey, y'all. You know what I'm saying? One half of the
Get my lighting
Gumbos.
together.
You know what I'm
One
saying?
second, Merce.
Okay, no problem. So yes, as we were saying, we're gonna have some really cool people coming to the stage today. We're gonna have the Backyard Farmers. I see him in the chat, whatever. My buddy, hey, Miss Jamie, Linda Moore, please give us some about 2,000 likes. That way we can get some hot. Get your dummies up. You know what I mean? Yeah, I see you. Got the dress code. I like that. Yes. I'm out of uniform.
Gumbo.
Oh, right. Garden Gumbo. Hey, man. Keep your eyes to yourself, okay? All right? That's my sister. All right, that was a bad joke. It didn't land well. Okay. How y'all doing today? How you doing today, Audrey?
Oh, man, doing good. I had a little fun at work. Well, working.
Tell me about it.
You know, I just went on the farm conference and took two busloads of people to Kalamazoo to the Michigan Family Farm Conference Saturday. It was a hit. It was really, really nice. Detroit turned out and stood up.
Detroit and Kalamazoo connection, y'all. That's a Michigan lock, you know? It's always good to see, you know, neighboring, okay?
Yeah, that part.
Michigan neighbors, okay?
Yes.
Yes, there. Yes, y'all. Please share the live. We're gonna be doing a lot of talking today, and although we appreciate all 7 of y'all, and yo, make sure you tap the ones that's parking lot watching. You know what I mean? They hallway pimping. You know what I'm saying? They watch it from the hallway. It's all good because you don't want to miss this every week. This is fun. You know what I mean? I feel large right now. I feel like I could touch the sun. Ain't that light bright? It's like kind of bright. Anyway, Audrey make me like shine. It's all Audrey. I blame it on her. You know, I credit her. I'm not blaming her. Gotta correct your verbiage. You know, we're gonna have an interesting cast today. We're gonna be doing men's health. We got some really interesting brothers here. This is gonna be a real all-star cast. I feel like this is the dream team to make it happen. You want to tell some of these people who we have on deck today, please, ma'am?
Well, we have Health and Wellness, who has a very inspirational story. He chose to make the change himself. Life happened, and he stepped up. And he tells his journey, and he also helps others.
I really
He
love
helps
that.
others. Very, very wholesome life. He even has a lot of access to. You have access to him through. I think it's a free counseling. Like you can do a free assessment with him. So it's just a man talking to another man about health issues, and a man who has actually done the work and is in the process of doing the work. So that's what this is all about. It's just brothers helping brothers of all cultures. If you're interested in your health and you're interested in the journey, starting a journey of healthier living, Yancy, Health and Wellness. We have Tove. We have Dr. Pooch, who has a wealth of knowledge of which foods hydrate the body, which foods produce which minerals in the body, deficiencies. And he actually has information to break the cycle because you can teach it to your children as well as learn along with your children through his books. And then we have Backyard Farms, who is a living example too, where he saw a need for his family and his health as well. It made the change, and it actually is down there blowing it up. I'm so excited about my okra seeds. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, he
you
sent me
know,
before. He's just an amazing brother all the way around. My brother Derek.
he is.
All of these are my brothers. You know what I'm saying? Brother
Hey,
Tove
deja
is
vu.
brother Tove is a tree farmer. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And he is like the mad scientist with the herbals. He's the guy. He's the Wizard of Oz for real. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
He'll fix you a token. A potion. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
of course, and Derek is like extraordinaire farmer. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's my brother, and this guy, he is growing like little giants in the ground. You know what I mean? Those are little people he growing.
Yes. Clearly.
He's so dope. So or I guess everybody's they want to come up. So what we do? We bring them in one by one, or like how we
Yeah, we're
want to
gonna
fix
do that
these
one by
people?
one because everybody gets their own introduction.
Who want to go first? Oh, let me make sure Tove get on deck because
I'm
he has
just
a
making sure
time difference.
we able to share the live as well.
Yeah. I got to make sure my brother Tove is on deck because he'll say he missed it. I
No, we can't have him missing out.
Right,
No,
right.
no,
Gotta make
no.
sure everybody got
Look, wrong, wrong,
Prince.
wrong.
Right. We gotta make. No, this is gonna be a good show. Okay, so as we stated, we got Yancy. We're gonna be talking about health. We're gonna be talking about men's health today. So let's bring up Yancy first. Yancy was here first, and
Hmm.
then we'll
He is
add.
actually alumni.
Yeah, he's definitely alumni. All of them are alumni.
Hmm.
Backyard and also Pooch. I
Yeah,
think
but Tove will be his.
Tove is here. Tove is here. All right, come on. So let's bring them up one by one. Come on. That way it won't be no messiness. I see you, Pooch. I see you. How you doing there, sir? Welcome to the stage, brother Yancy. Check. 1 2 1 2. Serious. Everybody, give some
Can
likes
you
for
hear me?
the brother right here.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
I had to get this mic together. What's going on?
I just want to introduce you. You know, this is a brother coming out of Kansas City. Okay. Yeah, Atlanta by way of Kansas City.
Yeah.
Right or wrong? I'm right,
Yeah,
right?
you right, you right.
Okay.
Yeah, you right, you right.
He thought that clearing the throat was like, hey, wait, wait.
Let's say,
no,
wait, St. Louis? Wait,
no,
what?
no,
I thought,
no.
cool, cool.
These flowers starting to pollinate and whatnot. So I
Yes.
do have a slight thing of allergies, especially if I'm eating the wrong things that's creating mucus. You feel me? So
Oh.
yeah, this is
So
also
that,
a time for me to a sign to get back on it. So
okay. So they had a good dish at the restaurant that you just had to try, huh?
no, it's I sweets are my issue. You know what I mean? And so
Oh.
we bake stuff every day. You know, cookies, croissants, things of that muffins and all that. So
Mm-hmm.
no, I was good though for lunch. I had two Granny Smith apples for lunch. You know what I mean? So I was good.
Okay.
I was good. But yeah, it's all good though. I got to make my elderberry syrup with a little bee pollen in there.
Yes.
Uh, what else? Hibiscus, cinnamon, and all that, and
Mm-hmm.
local honey. So that'll get me right anyway. So
Yep.
it's all
And
good.
the center of your pineapple is where you can just kind of take that and just how you do sugar cane,
Yeah.
but the actual center of it is really pineapple is a natural antihistamine.
Right. Right. Okay.
So you need to
That's
stay
what's up.
on the pineapple, especially the core where all of it is, the
Mm,
concentrated part, the rest of the week. So just
yeah.
take one core and chop it up in maybe fours or two pineapples and do it. But definitely that core, that pineapple holds a lot of antihistamines.
I usually juice them.
Yep.
When I'm
But you need
juicing.
that
So
core.
yeah.
Straight up, just the core, you and the core.
All right. That's what's up.
Okay.
I can get down with that. No worries.
So tell us a little bit about um, not just health and wellness, but what happened with you that you said, "Hey, I know this gonna be hard, but I'm about to open this door and charter this course."
Well, I didn't even think it through that much, really.
Really?
Um, yeah. I mean, I looked at it. I had two choices. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? It's either I continue what I was doing to get put me in this hospital bed, or when I get up out of this hospital bed, I can make different choices, different decisions, and see where
Mhm.
that take me. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because like I said, I was started drinking when I was 15, and so
Mhm.
this all happened when I was 42. You know what I mean? And so my diagnosis was congestive heart failure due to untreated high blood pressure, and
Mhm.
so no telling how long I had high blood pressure. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Because like I said, I started drinking when I was 15. I've been in the restaurant industry. I've been chefing all my life.
Mhm.
Um, so I was already eating what I wanted. I'm from Kansas City. I'm barbecue all day. You know what I mean?
Right.
So doing that,
Hey,
uh,
whoops.
plus I was drinking heavy. I was in the cocaine heavy, smoking cigarettes. You know what I mean? And so
Mhm.
that whole trifecta, that was like the perfect storm for
Mhm.
congestive heart failure. You know what I'm saying in my book. So, um, but I quit all that cold turkey when I got out the hospital. So, um, for me, it was like I wasn't born like this with this diagnosis. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So I know it's from my choices that I ended up here. And so I was like, well, let's give it a try. It took me, I'm 42. Let's see what I can do in a year. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
so, um, with that, I knew it was going to be a mental journey before anything else. So I started, I didn't even know nothing about holistic,
Mhm.
nothing, plants, nothing, uh, diets and all that, nothing. So, um, I researched a lot on my diagnosis, and so just to learn about it and see why or what's going
Mhm.
on with me. So once I did research and found out some causes of it, like I checked off a lot of boxes, like
Mhm.
alcohol, yep,
Yep.
uh, overuse of drugs, yep, smoking, yep, crazy eating habits, yep. I checked so many boxes, so I was like, you know what? let me not do these things first off, and
Mhm.
first and foremost, because I know at that time I did know, like the body heal itself as long as you create the right environment. So
Mhm.
I stopped taking in the negative, low vibration things,
Mhm.
and it's like let's see what happens. But then that's when I, research and all that. I started learning about juicing and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So um, before I get into anything more, was that that's
I mean,
like
but
the
that's pretty much the hi. How are you?
right, right, right.
That's the hi. How are you?
Yeah.
Um, Tonight being a men's night to talk to men, what
Hmm.
message would you give to men that are 42 or even young men? Like, what would be the heads up that you would give them? Um, at speaking from where you are now.
Well, a lot of us are dealing in emotion because of some things that happen in our past, in our
Mhm.
as a childhood mainly. A
Mhm.
lot of us have grown up in single parent household, and so initially off the rip, you come into this world looking for the energy of both contributors to your existence. You know what I mean? And so
Mhm.
when one isn't there, that's automatic a sense of abandonment, which
Mhm.
is trauma. And so you're already, you know what I'm saying, as a youth, you're already coming into this world in trauma, and
Mhm.
you don't know what it is. But a lot of times children act out,
Mhm.
men act out, and then a lot of times the streets become the father. And so in that, like we begin to blame. It just takes us further away from our true self. You know what I mean?
Okay. That's a good
And
point. That is an excellent point right there. Not knowing what it is that's haunting you or making you feel uncomfortable or
yeah,
where the sense of lack comes from
yep,
takes you further away from your authentic self that you could actually gravitate to.
it's a void,
It's a
and a
void.
lot of times we seek relationships to fill that void, that
Mhm.
absentee individual, whether it be the mother or the father,
Mhm.
and that in turn creates a repetitive cycle
Mhm.
of ill relationships
Mhm.
because we don't know um, why we're feeling the way we're feeling,
Because you're
and
still processing it through the pain.
trying to, but you
Mm-hmm.
don't know. But
You don't.
then that a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times, like I said, when we self medicate, you know what I mean, with
Mm-hmm.
alcohol or things of that nature. Like I said, I started drinking at 15. And I know there's
Mm-hmm.
some that start smoking weed at 50. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us start at an early age. And so that really takes us even further away from finding solutions or the answers, you know what I'm saying, or finding some insight. And so,
So, what would your suggestion be for someone right now that's like, "Hey, my thing, everything is kind of out of sorts. I'm not sure where to start."
it's out of sorts because your true self wants the healing, but your
Mm.
ego self lives in ego. It lives in the physical. It lives in what you've taught it. And so,
I'm
like
good.
the habits and all that, that's your ego. That gives life to the ego. And so you're gonna have to let go of almost damn near all of that
Mm.
in order to even begin your healing.
Say that
But
again for the people in the back room. Me included.
in that process, you're gonna experience the cycles of grief. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And because you're losing so much, you're losing
Mm-hmm.
ideas and beliefs that you have thought that made you who you are. But in actuality, you chose to give your attention to these things. So that right there tells you it's not really who you are. You know what I mean? And so
Mm-hmm.
that's I mean this may be but that goes for religion too. You know what I
You
mean?
dropping some gems.
All
And
day.
I
so
hope they're taking notes. You dropping some real gems.
I appreciate you. This is just like tip of the iceberg of you know what I'm saying, what's up here, what I've gone through myself. Um
Mm-hmm.
and another thing, like I think that I was kind of like born to go in this journey like this,
Mm.
because in because I lost my father when I was 2. So I had that second half,
Mhm.
but then it wasn't there anymore. And
Mhm.
so with that, my mother went into her dealings with that, which took
Mhm.
her away out the household. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm.
And dealing with her own traumas and situations. And so that left me to myself
Mhm.
with trying to figure out things. And I learned, I began having conversations with myself. And I think that started the relationship with my divine self, when I was by myself, you know what I mean? In isolation. Um, and so fast forward, when I was going through my healing, I really didn't seek out other people. I just sought out information. And
Good point.
so like I think that kind of created or kind of built that relationship with my divine self even more. But like I said, I had to let go of so much, let go
Mhm.
of beliefs, let go of like anything that you think about, like your life. Let's say a week. Think of the things that we do. Think of the habits that we do. What are the things you can live without? And a lot of times that list is short. And so sometimes because of that, these are the things that may be causing or bringing or feeding past beliefs. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? And so typically our habits support our belief system. And so you have to really like look at that and
So
really
I'm changing the habit.
right. And what and you look at your habits and say what beliefs are is this habit supporting? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I got so many questions for you, brother. Like, you got to walk me through a little bit. Like, so we're about the same age. So,
Yeah.
like, tell me about your childhood, right? Because, like, at a certain point, my father, he bounced too, right?
Yeah.
I'm like the fourth child of seven, right? So
Yeah.
him and my mom split up when I was young too, like 2 years old. He was out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was just living his life. But at some point, I guess I just had to put my own two down, and I just had to go out there and get it. And like, I really didn't need them at that point, you know what I mean? So it was like,
Yeah.
but I saw things in my neighborhood. Of course, we saw the same things, probably basketball players. We
Yeah.
probably saw some hustlers. We probably saw some street people. But then I saw some bus drivers, and I saw some mechanics and
Right, right, right.
cleaners and anybody bus people who's truck driver helpers and all of that. So I saw other things too. So I can't just say it was just one lane. It was other lanes, but you had to pick what you wanted to do. So
Yeah.
like, at what point did you say, all right, boom, mom ain't dead, daddy ain't dead. I gotta fend for self because I gotta eat and I gotta, make sure it's food and shelter, food, clothes, and shelter is available for me. What snapped? What clicked you? What made that click for you?
But see, that's a with my situation, even though my mother was working a lot, she worked a lot, she worked 2 jobs, and she did her partying and whatnot. And so that's what kept her out the house. And I spent a lot of time with my grandmother. I also had I have 2 siblings. And so like my sister is 10 years older than me. And so she became like my second mother. And then my
Mhm.
brother is 8 years older than me. And so even though I had siblings, when I was younger, they were out doing their thing. And so I was a lot of time just me.
To
And
your own devices.
I don't think there was a time to where I consciously made a decision. Like, put it like this, I really didn't even talk to people or even, interact with people a lot until I got in like 10th grade. Like, and I think that was from um my father. That trauma still
Mhm.
haunting me and not understanding what happened, not understanding why it was and then it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't want to attach to anyone. You know what I mean? Because of that. And so I think that I think that's kind of how I am today. I don't really hold on to too much because I know it's temporary. You know what I mean? And people, places, things just like clouds in the sky. You know what I mean? And they don't really stay in our life too much until we give it attention. You know what I mean? And so I only learned that when I was going through my healing situation. But um, I mean, like I said, I'm grateful, so grateful for my sister, my grandmother. You know what I'm saying? But that was women. That
Mm-hmm.
wasn't men. That wasn't fathers. You know what I'm saying? And
Yes.
so, yeah, I had father figures like my grandpa Pete, but he was in the street. He was you know what I mean, wherever he laid his hat was his home type situation. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it wasn't like I've never even been in the vicinity of a healthy relationship. You know what I mean? Much less a father figure. And so I don't know, like it was never really a time to where I just felt like, you know, I got to beeline it. You know what I'm saying? It was just I was a wanderer. You know what I mean? And luckily I found culinary, which gave me some direction. Um, I love the hospitality restaurant industry, and I think that comes from childhood too. Just
Mm-hmm.
it's not so much people pleasing, but able to do something where you can see immediate
Mm-hmm.
results, immediate gratification, to where you know it may fill some of those voids that I had. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying in my past. So.
All right, look, we're gonna bring some more people up. We're gonna add more to the stew right here. We're gonna put a push pin in that.
Right,
Who
right.
we got next? We're gonna bring up, you know, we're still here, we're still vibing. We're gonna bring up
Yeah, because
these are
that's what
still
it's about, them
intros.
interacting.
Right. This is intros, you know. We're gonna bring up Backyard Farms. I think he was here in a second. Then we're gonna bring Pooch and then we're gonna bring Toph. Backyard, where you at, big brother?
Mhm.
I can't even find my man. Backyard. All right, Pooch is in the queue, so I'm gonna just hit Pooch right quick. We're gonna come back to you, Backyard. Everybody coming on here. Pooch, what's going on, big man?
Oh, y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Yep,
we
we
hear
hear
Yeah,
you.
you.
yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Hey,
How you
what's
doing,
going
big
on,
brother?
everybody?
This is
Hello.
What's
this,
that?
this is brother
Hey,
Pooch, man. This brother from LA, man. Now he's in Harlem by way of LA. It's a superfood. I call him the superfood dude. You know what I'm saying? Do the children's books, teaching your kids how to eat right and live right, and mushroom effect in the community. Man, tell us about yourself. Tell the audience who you are, what you do.
well, health and wellness. Nice to, unfortunately, you can't see my face, but I follow his page as well.
Mhm.
See the work that he's doing. A fellow health coach,
Right, right.
So, that's what I am. I started my journey, so I could take it back even a little bit before then. So my journey with school was pretty interesting, right? As a child, like from LA, uh, then I went overseas and had that schooling experience. And so by the time I came back to LA in high school, um, I was pretty open and different. And then that culture shock set in, like, whoa, I was just in Africa where, like it's just a different value system, to say the least. And then I get back to LA, like I felt what health and wellness said, like I couldn't even talk to people. Like I didn't even know. I had to relearn that social aspect of myself and understand like who I am. How do I relate to somebody? How, I'm like 15, 16 years old, with already, my habits and all of those things, and just, affirming and discovering my home life was, tumultuous at that time. So my parents always stayed back. So I didn't really grow up having that home. And so by the time I came back, after most of my teenage years, so like 15, 16, my parents were already, they were on the brink of divorce and ended up divorcing, like, maybe like a year later maximum. But it was a mess since, like, literally since I touched down. And so there was all of that, like, okay, what do I do? What is school? Like, I was just in a school in Senegal where they speak in French, and I'm, catching up and getting into that and really, finding my academic lane there. And then boom, then I come back to America, to LA. Like, and it's like, I'm bored with school already. Like, my mind is so open, you know. So, my relationship with disease, with sickness, I was a sickly child. When I lived in Senegal, I caught malaria like 4 or 5 times, to say to like minimum. I stopped counting, but I used to catch malaria regularly. One time, so bad, like I only came back to the States when I was over there. I stayed there for like 5 years. Like 5 years I was out the country, and then 4 years were in Senegal, and I only came back like once or twice. And one time I came back, and I was so thin, just weathered from malaria. Like, pops didn't even hug me at the airport, and I was telling them like, yo, like we not eating, they not, you know what I'm saying, we in this situation. He's like, yo, y'all better shape it up, because mind you, so we got kicked out. So because we doing, running, being LA kids, right, getting into trouble, this and that, and police, get arrested, my older brother get arrested, and so it's like pops wasn't having us, sent away. So he's thinking like, oh, we're just messing up over there too. But so my relationship with education was different. My relationship with health was different. One thing, like I was just telling the story the other day, like when I think about holistic health, like what got me into holistic health, I think it's by nature. I think I was always like innately, even as a child, I was always like innately thinking like, oh man, AIDS, they can, they got something in the Amazon jungle that could cure that, like I was like 9, 10 years old, just thinking those types of thoughts. But when I went to Senegal and I had to deal with that malaria, and that like diarrhea comes with that, and all types of, it just withers you away. You get hot, you get cold, you get, it's crazy. But one situation I was in, this guy I was living with, he was a pharmacist, and he would bring back these charcoal tablets, and charcoal, within a day or two, it would stop all of the thing. I was like, wow, this stuff is magical, and so like that began my journey towards it. And then going, then living a year with my grandma, and seeing her, and she's like outside of the city, and there's that experience. And so it's like a different relationship with food. It's a different relationship with nature, a different so anyway, by the time I came back to LA, I'm like, what am I gonna do? The house is a wreck. I don't want to be home. I'm a teenager, so I'm not that, I had some day ones, since some friends that I had from the first grade, and so used to hang out with them, and thank God I found them, and we just used to just hang out, smoke weed, do watch the game, talk shit, do things. But I was bored with that, because I'm like, yo, this like, can we just stop like talking shit and watching basketball games, and you know what I mean?
Right, you ready?
I'm listening to some of the homies, like I see them using some of the biggest words that I ever heard them use, only when they're talking about basketball statistics and this and that. It's like, he's the most consecutive player in the. Y'all, I'm like, bro, you never use consecutive in another sentence, like, you know. So I was just like, I was different. I was like dealing with all of these thoughts, because I was advanced. I was out, not only of my neighborhood, but I was out overseas experiencing things that the average kid really didn't. It was a blessed situation, but it wasn't the most perfect situation. But it was like, so anyway, I tried college. That didn't really, I tailored my own program, went through it for a little bit, but that didn't really click to me. I was even learning Chinese at one point, because I thought I wanted to do Chinese medicine. And I was about to, get enrolled into that program. I had, all my credits and everything, and was learning Chinese literally, and it just didn't feel right. And in 2012, I found this program, Institute for Integrative Nutrition. Actually, my sister found it, and it looked great. It was like, yo, this is the integrative, holistic piece that I'm really feeling, you know.
Mhm.
And so I immersed myself with that program, and then I started organizing in my neighborhood, you know, every Friday on just like off of Crenshaw, just like across the street from Lamert Park. There's another park, like we call it the Triangle Park, and so we're like just over there, and every week it's more and more brothers there, like to the at one point it must have been like 13 or 15 of us, you know what I mean? And so you get 13 or 15 black men together, there's going to be some entrepreneurial spirits going
Mhm.
through, like as we're learning and engaging and getting exposed to information, you know. And I'm sharing this and you know, one brother, he was a producer, God rest his soul, and he passed away. Nobody knew that he was dealing with lupus at the time, but you know, nobody knew. You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't, and I didn't know his motive for showing up every week, you know, wanting to like this information, what I'm sharing and this and that. I didn't know, but you know, and there's you know, another brother, like we ended up, you know, clicking up, you know, selling spirulina at the farmer's market. And, you know, there was so much like, you know, entrepreneurial spirit going. And ultimately, I found I merged my passions, which is writing and children's education. The jobs that I did have throughout that whole like college experience and all of that, I would always go back to educating, to working in schools. You know, always going back. That was my little hustle. I always had a, you know, job in the school, and always, most of the time, with autistic children. You know, that was like my passion. I just loved working with that community, you know, that demographic. And it taught me a lot. It taught me a lot. I remember one job, I was 18, must have been 18 years old, and they ended up giving me my own classroom. Like, I don't have no credentials, no nothing, you know, no, but it's like they used to go to Mr. Hassan's class, and I would turn these kids around, you know? I would turn them around. Like, it was just an amazing experience. And
Pooch, can
yeah.
I ask you a question?
Hmm.
What I'm hearing from the two of you gentlemen right now is you all became the change that you did not have.
Yeah. A lot of that.
You became, and that
Hmm.
may have been what your destiny, part of your destiny was. You know,
Hmm.
like Yancy said, he knew something was going, something had to give. You
Hmm.
said, okay, this can't be it sitting around doing this. And
Hmm.
so your innate self was saying, I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta find where I'm supposed to be. And
Yeah.
not only did y'all show up there, this is what I'm saying about men. You can actually help other men, you know, by having a conversation and gathering and sharing. And so y'all are actually being the change that you want to see, or that you, in lieu of what you did not have.
Yeah.
Because the community stopped showing up for community.
You know, this is the piece that I share with, you know, my melanated people on this side of the world. When I was on that side of the world, like, so you gotta imagine, like, I'm a black LA kid, and then I go one year I went to France. We had an aunt. She wasn't even an auntie. It was just my dad was trying to find some place to put us, you know. So he was just like, and so, you know, he's Senegalese. He's from Senegal, so he has family in France. He has family in Senegal. So he, you know, one year I went. Literally, we were in Paris, going to school for like a whole scholastic year, and then after that, it was Senegal. But um, the
The difference is women.
what I realized is that, coming from like how people perceived me, I was a kid. I was 10 and 11 years old. Like, and I noticed like
No.
like people, you know, this, you gotta remember, this is the 90s. This is like Snoop Dogg. This is, you know what I mean? This is the West Coast was it in terms of, you know. So I was like, yo, being a black American is so powerful. Like, the whole world is in my palm, because everywhere I go, they're like, "Oh, that's that American kid. That's that kid from LA. You know, that's that. Oh, that's, you know what I mean? They thinking about Snoop. They thinking about Tupac. They thinking about, you know, because the West was cracking at that time. And so it's like, I realized how powerful we are here in America, how the world perceives us. You know what I mean? And so that I
Right,
came back with that power of,
right,
yo, I know that if I, it's not even an if, I know that getting things cracking over here will change the world
right,
because I know my power.
right.
I saw it on the other side. You know what I mean?
Hey, look. I love it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna put a push pin in that. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna add some more to the gumbo. Hey, I forgot to tell Yancy, Wonder Whip says she was proud of you. We all are proud of you, brother. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? We proud of you too, Pooch. You know what I mean? I love
yeah.
these backstories. You know what I mean? And we're gonna get to the people too. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get everybody up here. I ain't wanna put all you up here. We'd be like the battle royale. It wouldn't be the Garden Gumbo, would be the Garden Jumbo. You know what I mean? It just be everything. You know what I mean? It's like monkeys and tampons. You know, nothing going together. So let's just kind of flow. You know, and let's get somebody else. Where my brother at? I'm looking for
Backyard.
backyard or Tove. One of the
Yeah,
two.
they
There
stay
you
there,
go.
boy.
There you go. Good hit. Bang. Backyard. What up, baby? What's going down, man?
What's going on?
Add to it. Add to it.
Just, just stay, just stay in the garden, brother.
How you doing there, sir?
I am doing good.
All right.
Enjoying it.
This is if you guys don't know Backyard Farms and everybody else on the panel, please follow Pooch. Please follow Audrey. Please follow Yancy. Please follow Backyard and myself, of course. Brother Derek is the Cabbage War man. You know what I mean? He's from Louisiana. He close to New Orleans. He is a gentleman. He's a gentle giant, a good friend, uh, a proud husband. They all are married. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say that about them all. And hey, man, he's in the community. He's helping out with homeless shelters and the church and even the schools now. So I just want you, hey, give us a little bit about your background and, and things that you want to share, brother.
Man, I went from my journey started a long time ago as well. I'm 44 years old. I was a 480-pound man that played football my whole life. That's why I got bad knees now. But I played football my whole life, and I was to the point to where my heart was only functioning at like 25%.
Mm.
And like y'all know now, I just lost my dad like in December, and his
Oh,
heart was functioning at 5%.
Wow.
But we made the change in this household when the virus when the corona started, and we went into a Walmart and there was no food, and I looked at the shock and awe on my wife's face, and I was like, oh babe, I can do something about this, because I was brought up um picking okra and stuff. That was the way we were able to buy our school clothes. I had all my uncles around here, and we used to pick okra, greens, and all kind of other vegetables just to buy our school clothes. So we were taught at a young age you had to give something to get something.
right.
And
Mm.
so if I wanted to wear a Feli or Nike, I had to do the work to get it.
No, that's right.
And I always complained about doing it, and now I'm right back at square one and teaching my son to do the same thing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
But I'm with brother Yancy. Those repressed memories and things that happened in the past, I think that's what led to me being the way that I am. I tend to suppress things. And so I don't say nothing. I just pick a time and blow up. And that is not at all good for anybody's health.
No.
Stress. My message to y'all is to let stress go. Just let it go. Release yourself, because being at 480 something pounds, walking around here, can barely breathe. I couldn't put one foot in front of the other. And I got out there in that garden, and with the help of an endocrinologist, and that's another key too, y'all. Go see the doctor. We got to stop doing this. I'm too proud to go and see a doctor.
That's real.
If you feeling a certain way, you need to go see a doctor.
That's real.
I'm telling you, it's number one, and we as men, we just too proud to do that. But I got off my high horse. I went to a doctor. I saw a way out, and I started in this little backyard behind my house, and that grew into this megalodon that I am now, with the help of everybody on here. And I'm a listener. I'll try anything, and I'll show anybody anything. And so now I've been branching out and kind of getting into the public, dealing with churches. I travel to Yazoo, Mississippi. I do food banks and things out there. I go out there and make sausage for them because they have a pig farm, and nobody would volunteer to do that. And
Wow.
I go there and do that every year. I make a bunch of sausage and give out, let the churches hand it out in the community. I got 5 or 6 churches around my neighborhood right now that I just I grow stuff and I donate. I do baskets and everything. So
That's what's
it's
up.
just something. It means a lot to me to be able to help these people to get real food.
So, what is your current weight, sir?
I
Let's
think
It's nobody no weight. Yeah, no weight.
I think I'm around 280 pounds.
Get that
Like
medicine. So
when my
get that
endocrinologist
medicine.
saw me, she told me you lost 2 whole humans. So it's kind of cool to be able to lose that much weight. But like I said, I had help from an endocrinologist, but also I had to follow a plan. And mercy, mercy, you're gonna like this. For a while, I went vegan. I wouldn't even eat no meat. All vegetables. I did that for a long time.
Hey.
Until your friend in the other room, oh, they're talking about we gotta have some bacon or something.
You gotta make her happy, man. You know what I mean? You gotta make her happy. Hey, I'm just happy you healthy, man. All of y'all, but all
Right.
everybody in the room. You know, The- we on the
And
side of the land of the living, man. We could have this conversation. You know,
right.
Right.
y'all have
And
to help me collect over on the other side. I don't know if
I
I'm gonna
used to
pick up.
I used to sit there and mess with my dad. I'd be like, man, you need to try this broccoli romanesco or whatever. I ain't eating that. That's a space alien. And man, the watch him, to watch him, and then now I don't see him coming out the gate and stuff. So yeah, it's kind of traumatizing, but I'm doing the best I can. I'm keeping his spirit alive because he always taught me to work for what I want. So that's what I'm trying to do.
That's what's up,
And
though.
and I'm trying to bring this little boy that I have up to do the very same thing.
Blessings,
And
blessings.
as Yancy said, I didn't never do none of the drugs or nothing, but I was a athlete I did some heavy drinking, and I I was a 5 to 7 chicken McDonald's chicken sandwich eating person. Like
Mm-hmm.
Woo.
when we would go to McDonald's, it was look, get me 5 hot and spices. That was the guy that I was. But now my wife fusses at me about oh, you ain't eat. Cause I wake up in the morning now and I grab some cold pressed celery juice, carrot juice. I take my med. That's what I do, and that's my
That
go to
real
every morning.
nutrients.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's good, man. That's
and
good.
and and, and having an A1C of 13.8, and to now I'm at 5.0.
Whoa.
Mm.
My doctors are in shock and all. They can't figure out what's going on.
You didn't
Wow.
show me a picture of that farm of yours?
No, I didn't. I thought I would have figured everybody would have been looking at that. I got a video to put up later on where I got some black gold. So tomorrow I'll be putting out composted things from the zoo, and I got a big pile back there. Matter of fact, I went and got 8 yards today.
Good God.
But that's why I'm able to grow superhumans in the
Right,
soil.
right, right. Little people. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, little miniature people, some mini me's.
Them cabins be jumping up, man. Like boom. Yeah. You and Courtney.
Oh yeah, he is definitely special. But
Dinosaur food. Right, right. That's
yeah,
dinosaur food. Like I told Edwina.
it's something I'm glad to be in a group of special people like you all are, and we are all special people.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Health and wellness. I've been taking your pointers. Like I got to deal with this. I'm going for my annual checkup tomorrow at 3 o'clock, and so gonna deal with. I have really bad knees, but that's from all of the years of brutalizing myself with football.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I appreciate this circle of people too. I
Yeah,
really do.
yeah.
Peace,
Everybody
peace.
here is very special. Even
Mm-hmm.
everybody in the comments. We all
Exactly.
hold each other up.
We love
Yep.
y'all. We love all of y'all, man. We let's
Health
let
and Wellness said he had two big Bufords after some bourbon.
Lord.
Thanks with some bourbon. Boy, you
Let's
play too much.
we're gonna add one more, and then we're
All
gonna
right.
answer questions for all of you guys. All right, guys, hang tight. All right, we're gonna bring up our brother Tove. He's new to the show, brother Tove, Marine. Okay, from Humble, Texas. My bad, Houston, Texas. Okay, this is a tree farmer here, and he's an all-around medicine man. So, brother Tove, let's go.
Afroshita.
Hey, how everybody doing?
Hey,
How y'all
Toe.
doing, man? Welcome to the
Welcome
room.
to Audrey, Merce, Brother Health and Wellness, Dr. Pooch, Backyard Farm. To everybody out there watching, I just want to give a salute.
Yes.
My God. Tell him about yourself. He's new to the show. So this is a new guy. Everybody give him some love. Clap him up, whatever. Clap everybody up. You know what I'm saying? But
Hey, hey,
especially
hey, hey.
all
It's
my
my
friends,
pleasure. It's my pleasure.
my
Welcome to
friends.
the
Come on, man.
gumbo.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Audrey. Thank you.
Tell us something, man. Tell us something good.
Oh man, one, the show is great. The show is great.
Thank you.
My pleasure to make y'all acquaintance, to talk to y'all privately, and be on the show. I think this is a very good thing. Um, I'm a gardener first and foremost. All right. Started off. It's called. I don't know if you can see it, but let's see. Yatastic gardening. It all started from right there, baby.
Okay,
Yatastic gardening.
let's
All
go.
right. And I got a group on Facebook called Yatastic Gardening. Um, Patios and lawn, grow, 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 grow. All right. And it's just showing everybody you could grow anywhere. Don't make no excuses. Don't make no excuses. You could grow anywhere. You could grow inside your house. Okay? You can grow inside your house. So that's why I called it patio and lawns. Um, from there, I went into foraging. I just kept saying, man, all these fruits and vegetables, they gotta be beneficial. I didn't know nothing. It was the most high plan for me. I didn't know anything, right? It was just it went from gardening to soil, um, to foraging, to to learning about herbs and becoming an herbalist, to helping people get well. Let's say it like that. For Merce.
Mm-hmm. What's up, man? What go on? What's up? Run it.
But yeah, it was just it's just been a journey. It's been a journey, and I'm thankful for it. Uh, as you can see, it takes a lot to learn all of that back there. No different than anybody that's really paying attention to their herbs and they fruits and vegetables. Okay,
Yeah.
it's just going deeper. It's just going deeper. So, and it's about. I think Backyard Farm says something about your. Don't be scared to go to the doctor,
Mm.
folks. Let me say it like this: if you pass 25,
Mm-hmm.
you need a checkup. If you pass 25, aches and pains have started hitting you. If you pass 25 and you feel a pain in your side, you feel a pain in your lower abdomen, you feel a pain in your genital area, or if you constantly feeling pain up here, please listen to those signs. If you don't, I promise you, you're gonna be looking for a person like me.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't hurt it all. I didn't hurt it all. I didn't shed tears. I didn't cry to the creator. I didn't. You're gonna need a person like me, and I pray you don't need a person like me. All right.
Well, you guys gave me a little bit of y'all childhood, man. I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all some of mine, man. I was very athletic as a kid. I was a mathlete too. I was a math head. You know what I mean? I love science. I was like a real technical dude. I played ball. I played baseball. So I broke my finger right here. Caught I played all type of sports, but my brother got murdered by the police by the time I was 16 years old. And I was already got to the books. I was eating books, Malcolm X, Pooch, Who Sat by the Door, all of them books. You know what I'm saying? I was Stephen Biko with it. And I just wanted to go in the military, man, because I said, I felt like I had to put that on my shoulder, learn how to survival. You heard? Because we ain't gonna be losing too many of them. I went in the military and, it was really like a cakewalk for me. I was cracking jokes, and the more jokes I cracked, the more they was like hazing me because like they just thought I was trying to stand out. But I can't help. I'm naturally personality. I was away
Right.
from home. Forget about it. I'm from Brownsville. They didn't put me in San Diego. Forget about it. You know what I mean? And that journey was a real short-lived one. I wound up getting hurt. I fell off a helicopter 33 feet. It messed me up real bad. I had some. It messed my day up. I ain't gonna get into my my findings, but I was jacked up for a good bit. I met this one sister. She was also like a very earthy sister, and she started putting together like a bunch of herbs, like hyssop and comfrey and this and that. She made like a little tea bag for me one time and gave me a bath. She came to the hospital. She was supposed to do that. And she put that thing behind my back, and I was like, wiggle your big toe. I was like, yeah. I just never I remember like the water being so hot.
that it made my skin itch. You know what I mean? Because I had like temporary paralysis and all that. You know, sciatica was crazy. I ballooned in weight. I was like 279 pounds. I was a couch potato. I wasn't good to no woman. They had me on like 26 medicines. And yo, that one sister, she put me on that health journey. This was way before like the Sabies and maybe Dick Gregory was out, but that was it. You know what I'm saying? For real. And I was in Oakland, like I was in Cali, and I was just starting a revolution over there. They was like changing up and they was drinking rice milk, and I was like, hey, I'll try it. They was putting cinnamon in the rice milk. This is very primitive, way before, 92, 93, 94. And he said the music changed, the era was changing, and I felt like I was at a dead stop. It's like, like inertia. You hit that wall and you just slide down slowly. And I was like, man, I wasn't moving around as much. And I would still go out. Like my boys would be playing football. We'd be at like Prospect Park or whatever. I came back to New York, of course. And it ain't fun to watch them play football. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Still bugging out, shooting a breeze and whatever. It just wasn't. I had to get myself. So I just got in the book. I was like, I'm a beat this, and I did, man. I learned what inflammation was. I learned how to get rid of cholesterol, and like I just start plucking them things away one by one by one. I decreased my weight, and I was able to move around a little bit. So here we are. As far as like conceptual, like just like you, brother, I start foraging, in the military. They teach you certain things, little stuff. But the more you hang around people and stuff, they teach you stuff. You pick it up along as you go. I got the growing things from both sides of my family. And then I got the technical stuff, like, like reading books like Pooch and like Yancy, juicing, all of that. So I'm like a little bit of all of us. So it's a cool, smooth group. Everybody could add on here.
Right.
And now we're here, man. We could jump from here. We could keep it in the present. We could ask questions for anyone that's in the audience. We could talk amongst ourselves. It's really our show. This is our platform. We do what we want. Of course, I got a few questions for all of y'all while we got you here. But I just want to give space because this is for I want people to know you all. I want the community to know you all. I want people to recognize you guys for what you guys do individually. We're all very different, and I guess collectively, as we start building together, we're going to start with new information. You know what I'm saying? Because Yancy might say something that sparked Tove, and Tove might spark Pooch, and it's going to be like bing, 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 bing. It's going to be dominoes in a minute. So I was waiting for that, but I'm a hit you guys early, man. How regularly do you guys do your checkups? Easy one.
Your checkup, I would advise everyone to do a checkup probably every 6 months. That way you can keep monitored. And I say that for this reason. If cancer, y'all forbid, if cancer kicks in, you now have a time frame. And I like to tell people, if the doctor give you 6 months, I just need 3 to help you. Okay? So every 6 months is a good basis to go ahead and get a checkup and ask for an advanced blood test. Okay? Because they don't do advanced blood tests. They do a regular blood test. Ask for an advanced blood test. I forgot what it's. No, just say or her. Just ask for an advanced blood test. Okay?
You want
And
a
that's going to
complete
tell you
workup.
more about what's going on in your body.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
I got a question, quick. Like an advanced blood test, what that's showing you? What your radioactivity with the cancer? Like, tell me about that, because I've heard of it, but break it
No,
down
no.
from your
Just
perspective.
say you don't have cancer, right? Or you don't even know if you have cancer, right? A regular blood test, they just checking for mostly STDs,
Mm-hmm.
okay? But when you go
Yep.
for that advanced one, now they putting more testing inside that test. They're going further to see, hey, is there some abnormalities in certain body parts and
Mm-hmm.
organs, right? And they could really tell you what's going on. They don't really need to do um, X-rays and biopsy. Your blood levels is gonna tell everything.
And
All right,
brother Tove, let me interrupt on that.
come on.
Now, I'm that guy. I'm that guy. So I get the blood test every 3 months,
Hmm.
and every 6 months I see the doctor. So there's some truth. There's a whole lot of truth to what you are saying. That's what needs to be done if you want to get to the root cause of problems that are happening. You got to know what's going on with your body.
Hmm. Yep.
I've dealt with a lot of men and women who don't even, they never have had their estrogen or their testosterone level checked, and not knowing that with that being out of control, too high, too low, that brings on other components. And so they didn't even know to ask for their mineral, makeup and breakdown. They just want to give you the medicine for high blood pressure, diabetes, and high cholesterol. But tell me where my mineral breakdown is, where am
Right.
I
Right.
deficient at?
And like I say, it's all because of lack of knowledge, right?
Yes.
We don't know the questions to ask, and
Hmm.
if you let anyone play with you, they will play with you.
Come on
Okay,
now.
meaning that they're gonna give you the basic,
Hmm.
all right, like basic training, the basic, all right. They're gonna give you the basic, but when you really start to educate yourself
Hmm.
on what type of wordplay you need to hit them with, then they know that they got to give you that because you're requesting that. Okay, not saying that they're doing anything wrong. I need the people that contact me. I need them to
Yes.
um, come with a diagnosis. Okay, so I could better assist you.
Hmm.
Um, because without that diagnosis, what is you talking to me about? I'm a detox company.
Hmm.
I'm not really a regular tea company. I'm a detox company. So if you come into me, bring something substantial so that I can understand. Send me your charts.
Hmm.
Send me your charts. I studied the biology. I studied the anatomy, so I'm steady learning every single day because it's impossible to grapple um, all
Yeah.
this knowledge of the body in 10 years or 20 years,
Right.
right?
Right. Right.
Because you have different diseases, and diseases, if you break that word down, dis-ease-ment, okay?
Brother.
So your body is
What's your
having
favorite?
many dis-easement, and some can be severe because there's some stuff out here that they don't even know about that hasn't even been detected.
What's your favorite herb? Somebody asked. I just want to ask the room.
Oh man, you listen.
Each one of those have their favorite herb.
Mine's is mints, all mints. All
Mints.
right,
Okay.
mints are so powerful. They smell so good. They taste so great, either in their raw form or their cooked form, or in their diluted form. The breath smells good. You all
Hmm.
right? And they ever growing. Winter come, okay. Winter leave, fall, spring come, hey, they, you didn't even have to do nothing. They gonna grow up in the same spot.
Mm-hmm.
So mints is mine.
Yancy, what is yours? Burdock. What is that he likes? Burdock root.
Oh, that's it.
That's it.
No.
Okay, I
um,
got that right.
I mean, burdock root, yeah, but I also like these are. I mean, these are the base herbs that I started off with actually. But it's burdock root, sour sarsaparilla. I prefer the Jamaican, even though the Mexican is I heard stronger. But what else? Dandelion root, elderberry, hibiscus. I mean, and then your simple stuff that you see every day, like clove, cinnamon, like a lot of this stuff that we use every day in the cooking that we do are very medicinal. But when we add the sugar, the butter, and all that, it kind of that medicinal properties go out the window. But even like our ancestors, and what I mean, they included a lot of medicinal things in their diet, and so
Yeah.
people ask like, how did they survive, like eating the scraps? You know what I'm saying? The soul food, whatever. But they ate like pokeweed and all that. They knew how to deal with that. Clove. They knew the land, and so they kind of detox and cleanse at the same time as they were eating the other stuff. And so I
And
think it was like,
when they cook pork, they put capsaicin in it. They
yeah,
always had some of them red peppers in pork.
yeah,
In the
yeah,
greens, in the chitlins, that's how they boiled the chitlins, was with those red peppers and white potatoes.
and
So it
that's
was the capsaicin.
and I think that's one of the reasons why they have like the cloves and the ham that you
Mm-hmm.
see. It's for a purpose. I forget what it is, but that's for
It's to
another.
kill the parasite eggs.
Yeah, hey, there you go. So you know what I mean? Like the knowledge is there. It's just
Yeah.
we've been conditioned to forget. And
Okay.
so once we remove the distraction, the smokes and mirrors, and actually start vibrating on a higher frequency and just reading information. If you read information, even meditating, you'll get downloads of information. That's not really download, but it's in your DNA. It's in our DNA. And so like once we cleanse, and what I mean, the stuff comes to us. And like I said, like what's in us, like it gravitates to us. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
so like we just gotta remove the distractions and unplug from this system that got us, that's dragging us down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's true.
Derek, Pooch, do you all have a favorite herb?
Um, Go ahead, Derek.
My favorite herb is turmeric. Well,
Mm,
actually, I have a double double: turmeric and ginger,
Yeah,
because of the anti-inflammation properties.
for those knees, huh?
Yes, ma'am, Miss Audrey.
Mm-hmm.
Freaking got me through a lot of bad places.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. I'll say the gateway herb for me was cannabis. You know, and that like brought me into the world of herbs. I'm like, yo, this is a plant. Like I was like deep into reggae music, and I have a Rastafarian family. I come from a Muslim Rastafarian, and I even have Jewish family, So my family's all mixed up. So we're in the Bible, we're in the Quran, we're like really studying, really understanding, these medicinal plants that God gave, and the endocannabinoid system is just so amazing. It never ceases to amaze me. Like all of the studies, all of the science right now is coming to that gateway herb. So I'll say ditto with everybody. I mean, you down the line, like from all the docs, the yellow dock, the burdocks, and the to the bugle weeds and the poke weeds and the then I love the seaweeds. I love, the bladderwracks, the
Yeah, I'm a
the
bladder
chondrus
girl.
crispus, you know. Um, even the nori, all the different colors, right? I mean, you develop relationships, just like the brother Tove. He got, when you have jars of these herbs, you develop relationships with these herbs, like, red raspberry, and my wife, that gave my wife a beautiful pregnancy. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, like, you know what I'm saying? And then false unicorn and lobelia, she had a
Yeah.
35 or 40-minute delivery. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like, it was going fast. So, I mean, what herb isn't magical? Like,
Right, right.
there's just, it's so humbling. Like, Merce was in the garden with me, and I'm like, so I have a lot of like the back end knowledge of like, oh, okay, I know what it looks like and what it smells like and what it tastes like on the back end, but then seeing it in the actual garden, in the field, I don't always recognize it for, as that plant, right? So I was in the garden one time. We was at somebody's farm, and she was telling us, "Yo, that's that," and I was like, "Oh my god!" I have so much fondness for that plant because I'm like, "Oh, you know what I'm saying? It's like you had a long distance relationship with a girl, and now you could finally like look at her and you know what I'm saying? It's just a beautiful relationship."
He was
So,
computer loving on chicory.
oh, come on, you already
Yeah, I
know.
got some chicken seeds today.
It was
Hey,
chicory.
that was beautiful where you put that, Doug Pooch. Yeah.
Hey, man,
That's my
thank you.
guy.
Thank you.
Yeah, we was in the garden. We was upstate, me and him and Tyrone. And
Yeah.
the lady, she was showing us grapes and this and that. It was mugwort, right? Or
Yeah. Yo,
one of
yeah,
the
no,
one of the
mugwort, I
works.
know. It was, you know what it was? It was she
It was a
showed us
burdock root
burdock,
too.
and then she showed us I think it was chickweed.
It was
And I was like, "Oh, this is chickweed." It's like, "Oh my gosh," cuz like I've used it, and
Mm-hmm.
when you get results from using it, or you recommend it to somebody, and they get results, you're like, "Oh wow, this like really soothed your skin, and it really like helped that rash out, and it really, you know what I'm saying? Your baby was dealing with this, and like you, now you just praise God because God created this little humble little thing that you could have stepped on, right? But once you know it, you realize its value, and you're like, wow, it's just, it still amazes me. That's what the gardening does. It teaches you, nature really teaches. The first thing I grew was a weed plant. I was in LA, man, and I got into my gardening,
hey,
you
hey,
know,
hey,
and
hey,
I
hey,
and I
hey, hey, hey.
yeah, man, hey, look, it was a
Boy,
beautiful experience, right? You know what
He
happened
said
to me?
you gonna get us put
you're
off
gonna get us cut
live.
off. We can't talk about that.
Oh, I mean, okay,
Mm-mm.
but
Which pivot? Just pivot. Just pivot
Just
somewhere.
pivot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Broccoli.
That's the
Pivot,
rest.
pivot off to
all
the
right,
left.
yeah. So,
Dr. Pooch.
growing kale, right? So, I
Yeah.
mean,
Stingless honey.
um, stingless honey,
Yeah, that broccoli.
Stingless honey
Broccoli.
helps
But
Yeah.
your
but but that's
eyesight.
but that would
Too right.
that's what I was just getting ready to say, because the bees took a liking to it, and they created a beehive like in the back. I had some like old furniture that was in the back, and they liked that plant so much that they created a beehive in between, like nestled between these couches in my backyard, right like 6 feet away from that plant. And I was like, yo, this is such a magical experience. I fell in love with gardening from that day,
Hello. I'm happy you got there. Welcome home. Okay.
Yeah.
You're amongst
Yeah.
friends.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that's where it is,
I
man.
had another question,
What you
Yes.
if
got,
I may.
Audrey?
Yes, ma'am.
Um, for the panel, for the guests, how, including you, Merce,
Okay.
at your age you are now, how do you decompress?
Yeah.
Music.
I just came back from the gym. I'm still stressed out because I don't have like uh basketball is my de-stressor.
Mm.
Basketball is my de-stress. I gotta get on the court and get that competitive. I'm a real calm person, but when I get on the court, I'm screaming, I'm yelling, you know what I'm saying? I let it out. I'm super competitive. And when I don't have team sports, it takes something away from me. I realized that about myself. It imbalanced me a lot in LA because people aren't in the parks like that, really. You got to go to like, you you got to drive, you got to pull up somewhere to, that really, it's a special gym and be with that clique. LA's so clicky. So but over here this is it's much a lot more opportunities for sports, in the vicinity. So it's nice, but that's what I do. Definitely.
And what I do is, look, I have to I have to talk to moms, or mostly I talk to my little brother. I mean, he wise for his age. I love that dude. He put me in some spots. He get me back in check when I'm getting out the box. Just let me know that life is what it is. He just put things in perspective for me, just showing me a spot in the way that I should go. So mostly I decompress with my family, putting something in the ground. All the ones that's real with me. So that's my mechanism. That and my honey boo here. She she
Oh,
she
that's
she
right.
she make it worth going.
Hey, that's your business, okay? Yo, honey boo, okay? Respect for her. We air hugging her. We happy that she's taking care of you.
Yes.
Okay. Moving on, brother Tove. Then Yancy. Then I'll answer last. I ain't poo
And
pooing on your honey boo either, brother. We just
I,
All mercies, all love.
yeah. I got two, and I use these daily, right? Prayer,
yeah,
one, calling on the Most High Almighty, and the second one is I go in the garden.
yeah.
I go in that garden and I will pray and I will look at what he has done and I will look at these and I don't know if they responsive right really, but I'm just saying what I feel something got to be there to make them responsive because I
You
don't
feel
get
it.
my neighbors just look at me like, I think they could really dig it, but they don't really understand truly. They see the beauty, but they don't really understand like this dude always out there. This
The
dude
peace.
I don't care where my neighbors hear me pray 24/7. I'm
Beautiful.
gonna rock your house. So I keep my covering on me. I keep my covering on my plants. I keep my covering over my animals. So I get it. I de-stress with praising him and being in that garden. Simple, simple.
Yes, sir. Brother Yancy.
Um, I really don't stress a lot, brother. I mean, ever since on my healing journey and just learning that first of all, our existence is temporary. You understand? And so, like, I'm really aware, hyper aware of what I give my energy to. And so, like, even I don't allow things to. Now, of course, I do get stressed, but it's almost immediate. Like, I have an attitude of gratitude. And so it's like, first of all, like, look at what's stressing me. Why is it stressing me? And if it's an individual, there's I question. I look at it as I don't know. Like I do a little introspection and like just to see why is it stressing me.
Mhm.
And in that same breath, I also understand, like I said previously, like it's like clouds. It'll pass.
Mm-hmm.
It's temporary. And so, and I look at it like that. And if it's a situation where like I'm really getting stressed, then I have to make choices. You know what I mean? You can either accept what is or do something to change it. Outside of that, you can't sit here and be mad because that don't do nothing. You can't sit here and fuss and you know what I'm saying? That does nothing but feeds the lower vibration. So, you know what I mean? It's all about,
The
the
side that you
I don't
feed.
know. Huh?
The wolf that you feed.
The wolf that you feed.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So,
Is the one that grows
um,
stronger.
now I wasn't always like that, but it's a definitely a learned behavior, and I only got through that like through a lot of meditation, um, and
No.
instead of being like reactive, to sit and think and uh, and respond through thought instead of reacting out of emotion. You know what I mean? And so, um, yeah, I've come a long way. You know what I mean? I used to be as a chef. I used to be very high tempered, very high tempered. I was an asshole basically, and so yeah, I had to correct that because I was that way because of things within me, not because of the people. I was being an asshole too. Um, Relationships, work wise, otherwise. You know what I mean? So I done
I
lost a
think
lot of people that love me because of that. But you know,
that
lesson
book,
learned. You know what I mean?
The Four Agreements, speaks of that.
Yep,
The Four
yep.
Agreements
That's
speaks
one
of
of
that.
the things that taught me.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the things that taught me, and the one mastery of self. You know,
Yes.
and so yeah,
You
Man.
know, Brother Yancy says, son, when you really think at this age I'm at right now, and I'm 51, um, I, I really can't allow nothing to stress me,
Mm-mm.
right?
right,
It's people that stress you,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so therefore, at this age, you could cause me to have a heart attack. You did? I'm
Yep.
not gonna
right,
allow that. I'm not gonna allow that. I'm not
Right.
gonna allow
right.
you to bring your
Too much
built up
stress.
stuff that you ain't never ever dealt with in your life.
Yep.
Understand, I deal with a lot of people like a lot of these gentlemen and you, Sister Art. I deal with a lot of people only on hearing the worst of the worst,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep,
So I gotta keep my armor on. Otherwise, that'll drag me down. Now, if I go couple that with stuff I used to do back in the day and hang around the people I used to hang around with back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be in the grave.
Yep.
mm-hmm,
I'd be mental in jail or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't allow that. I love myself.
right.
Ooh.
Care,
Yep,
and when I say love, meaning I care about who I am and
Mm-hmm.
the mission that I have been assigned to carry out.
mm-hmm.
So
That's
I
good.
value myself.
And that's
Not
what
like
I
that.
had to learn.
Yeah, yeah. Say it again.
That's what
That's
I
self
had to
love.
learn. I swear
Self
I had to
love.
learn that.
I mean, we
Everybody, you
all
don't
had to
have
do
to
that.
go through what you went through. You don't have to keep playing the dum dum. You allow that which can crush you. Don't nobody
Mm-hmm.
else allow it for you. You allow that.
You open the door, feed it, give it some tea, some coffee. Yeah, ask it to stay over for a nightcap. You know what I'm saying? All
Some,
that.
some, some grits and cheese.
Right.
Well, you
And
know when you
y'all,
got
so
pantyhose on your your shower curtain.
Right.
Zigzags are behind your doorknobs. Stop.
people
No,
will
just
run
stop.
in
Stop.
on you. People will
That
run
ain't
in
the
on you.
stress, y'all. That ain't the stress.
Yeah, that's the stress, Merc.
That
People,
stress that have you like
Stress,
this.
people,
stress,
Fred
people
G.
will run in
Sanford.
on you if
stress
you
will kill you
allow it.
faster than a gun,
Oh,
baby.
you
You know
just
what I'm
like,
saying? You
I'm
gotta
coming
know
to
how
join
to.
you, S. I'm
I'm
coming
coming to
to join
join you, Elizabeth.
you.
Right.
Elizabeth, I'm
Stress will kill you
coming.
quicker than a gun. So you gotta know how to. You know what I'm saying? You gotta move. You gotta know how to pivot. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You know, honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, music was always my first love. You know what I'm saying? I'm Bismarck with it. Like, I was never into girls. I was just into my music. Of course, I like women. You know what I'm saying? But the music came first. I would play music, and then boom, the women would appear. But the music was there first. You know what I mean? And if they leave, the music still gonna be here. So that was that. But like, I know how to entertain myself because like just being in that DJ space, it was always music in my house. My brother had turntables, so we was always, but it would be things that you hearing in the music that you would just switch it up and like, man, take that out, put this in there. So
I would tinker, and I would be outside sometime, and it'd be like people working, man, at work, pink bonk, pink bonk, pink bonk, whatever. So that's where music came from, and in my world, and that is a de-stressor. I could go out in nature and I could hear a bunch of birds in the morning. Like you ever check this out. In the morning, when just before the sunrise, it seemed like, I don't care if you're down south, whatever, you're gonna hear the crickets, then you can hear the grasshoppers, you're gonna hear the birds. Everything is like make a crescendo as soon as the sun rises. That's all music to me, you know? Same thing here. I could be in any of these parks and like I'll zone out. I don't care what I got going on. You know, if I land myself in nature, that will be the whole vibe for me. And I actually let nature take me where it wants to be. Cause in the garden, Audrey, remember this? When I met Audrey, Audrey was like, whose mint is better as this and that? And she was like, yo, I got some comfrey. I thought the comfrey was borage. They like cousins, you know. And I was like, man, because they you know want they do look similar. So I think she showed me some borage, and I showed her some comfrey. I said, isn't this the same thing? And my thing was just so beautimous, gorgeous, and beautiful.
Right.
We start like, oh, my stuff is better. Oh no, mine is better. So we start sending each other stuff, and that's how we got really, really cool. And we just fell in love. She reset my love for the garden, you know, because I was crescendoing. I had some lumps and bumps, and I had to reset, you know, and I got back in my garden, and it's been up and running ever since, man, because it's like, hey, I got to the trees, I got to all of the plants, and that's what really made me happy. It was an overjoy to see things growing around you. That was just a beautiful thing. It grew something inside of me. So that's a good de-stress. So if I got music and the plants, forget about it. That's like, and then of course, you know, God, you have to, you know, can't think of anyone who eats something that's good or tastes whatever without saying, hey man, you know, I'm thankful for this, whatever it is, your favorite muscadine jelly, deja vu, whatever. Anybody,
Right.
you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
if you eating your favorite plum, whatever it is, you know, you got to give thanks for that. Cause like, man, you didn't do it. You didn't, the best you could do is harvest it. You know what I mean? So you have to give thanks.
I
So yeah.
remember
I'm glad.
when we first met, you was on like you wasn't on 10, you was on 25. Okay? And I was like, what am I gonna say? What am I gonna say to de-escalate the situation to get his, you know, to get the temperature down? You know, what am I gonna say? And I was like, go look in the boxes. Go look at you got boxes. Go look in the boxes. And you was like, I was like, tell me what's in the boxes. And you was like, oh, ain't nothing in there. Grunt, grunt, grunt. And next thing you know, you was describing every seed, every soil test. You were describing all this stuff, and you just came to life. And
So,
maybe 20 minutes later,
so
Right.
you
Audrey,
wasn't even fussing no more.
you brought him back, huh, Audrey?
She reset my she reset my computer chip. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was
Well,
like,
I'm
brother,
glad she did.
I'm like, no, brother, we will not give no energy to that. Let's refocus and go look in them boxes.
The demons was hitting me though. The demons was hitting me though. Sometimes that happens, right? It happens, you know. And you know what? I'm just so happy that you know I have a solid base. Like I tell everybody, Audrey, my first TikTok friend, and like let me tell you something. This garden thing, uh, I didn't really know what to expect because everybody had a crew. It was like a squad, right? I was out of the loop, and I was like, okay, I'm way different, and I'm a dancer who brought me to the party. You know what I mean? We've been rocking ever since. Thank God for Audrey, man. We wouldn't even have this show.
Hallelujah.
You know what I mean? I mean, conceptually, you know, we kind of just put that together. You know?
And y'all,
Just to piggyback on that. My bad, Tove. Just to piggyback on that. That's really like all of y'all said it in different ways, you know, like from the four agreements to all of the knowledge seeking and becoming who you are and valuing who you are and being able to, like Merce said, be with yourself and stay, you know, by yourself and soothe yourself and all of those things. It's like the garden is going to teach you that. The garden is, you know, the garden taught me the law of attraction and the law of abundance. You know, it taught me like how you give a little and a lot comes back from that. And just it taught me to be consistent too. You know, continue, you know, to stay watering, stay, you know, stay giving out that love. And you know, you just, the more you stay in your garden, it's gonna that's gonna recalibrate you, because nature is consistent. And it's like it'll teach you the laws of how this universe works. And really, you know, life is going to be better and easier, because you'll understand that, you know, certain things take time. You'll have patience with people too. Like, hey, maybe that's a disagreeable person, because, you know, maybe it's the soil that he's in right now. It's just, you
That
know, it
part.
needs to be amended. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, you know, you just look at,
Mm.
I looked at everything a little bit different after my gardening experience, and I'm still learning. I'm realizing, like, you know, each, like some things grow better together, you know, like all of these synchronicities that in life you don't really relate it to, like,
Ooh.
this person is a weed, this person is an invasive crop right
We're
here,
gonna have to
like,
do a
you know what I'm
whole
saying, you
show
got to
on that.
cut this person back, you know,
We're
like,
gonna do a show on that because some people are trap crops.
this,
Woo!
man, come on, what's a trap
Mm.
crop, what's a trap
Tumbleweeds
crop?
too. They ain't
Uh-oh.
Tell us
sowing
what a trap
crack.
crop
They
is.
Well,
just
trap
Uh-oh.
crops
tumbleweeding.
Audrey done found a new show. We got trap crops.
because
Crop
trap
crop.
crops are plants that the
Mm.
predators like to eat on, as long as you
Mm.
have them next to the plants that you want to grow. Like
Mm.
eggplants are trap plants. Remember telling you Derek plant the eggplants? The aphids love the eggplant, the
Eggplant.
leaves.
Love it.
And I
Okay?
did it.
Amen. So some people you have around you may be your trap crop. It
Oh
doesn't
yeah.
harm the eggplant. Like it ain't gonna hurt me. But because I'm standing beside you, I can take the little, aphid ass behavior.
Mm,
Right.
mm.
Right. Right.
Okay?
Cause
Y'all.
you built
Crazy.
different.
So
You
so
built
that you
different.
can go ahead and grow and be healthy without being disturbed.
She
So
she hitting the
we
nail
gotta
on
we
the
gotta
head.
cultivate this whole thing, like Pooh said, from garden to tangible life skills too. You know, the soil. What is it that what's missing in there? What
Hmm.
are we working into our soil? Are we working wholesomeness? Like you said, the wolf you feed. What are we working into our soil? Men and women. We all need healing. We are taught
Exactly.
to survive and not thrive. So now we have to turn on the thriving button, not just surviving, because we done that.
Hey, so
Well,
we
you
gonna
know,
make we
you
gonna we
know
gonna
that.
make we gonna make we gonna make a little declaration right here, because this is a beautiful day to even start this. Like,
Yes.
if you Muslim, Ramadan started today. That's that whole, Joe Dam thing. It's first day of spring. It's spring break. Edwina and them is on what do you call it, on a break and everything. And the gardens are warming up. So this is the new life. This is the new year.
Yes.
This ain't no
Yeah, straight up.
Happy
New
New
Year.
Year.
Happy New Year to
December
everyone.
31st. This is the
Yes.
real New Year, when you start seeing buds on the trees, man. So,
Yeah.
that's the beauty of it. And the vibration is shifting and
Yes.
everybody is moving and you feel the frequency. So, like you said, when you put like a universal thought out there, it's in the ether now. It can't even be touched. You know what I'm saying? If anybody's in the earshot, they're gonna feel the message. You know what I'm saying? And
Yep.
the word is law anyway.
Yep.
So
And you need just some eggplants around you. You know what I'm saying? Some trap crop people
crop,
in your
crop,
life that
trap, crop.
these people like Tove, your sister that was like, no, hit the website, no, hit it this, hit it this. She's one of those people.
Yeah.
She protects you, she cushions you from that other part, even the part of yourself. You know what I'm saying? And so we have to even as adults, it's hard to make new friends, but your tribe will show up. You got to be
Okay.
ready too. You
Yeah.
know, your tribe will show up, and sometimes it's people that's, I mean, they ready. They built for it.
Dealing with me, they better be built for it.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
but
if
it be the balance that we all
Nah,
need.
that's dope, Audrey. Like that's real. Like that
yeah,
I've heard the I've never grown squash, beans, and I forget what the other third one is. Those the three sisters that they
Mhm.
usually grow
Corn,
together.
Mhm.
Right, but
corn.
it's like you really bringing it to life right now and listening to you. I'm understanding how some people need to be shaded by other people. They need a little bit more protection. That's deep. Like,
yeah.
and then some people are gonna be willing to take to stretch and twist around and climb,
Mhm.
as high as they need to climb
Mhm.
just to cover up the other people that on the ground, like so the squash can grow and it can spread out a little bit, and
Mhm.
like it's, man, I'm telling you, nature is the best teacher.
Teacher,
It
yes, it
really.
is.
Yeah.
Yes,
Y'all,
it is.
Dr. Pooch, y'all, you just put me on a whole nother level, so I know where I have to go in my journey.
Mm.
So I'm
Thanks, give thanks,
understanding,
man.
I'm understanding what I have to do.
Mhm.
I'm gonna give everybody a good tip, and some know it. Out there that's listening, involve herbs, teas into your life.
Mhm.
Put
Yes.
them in your life.
Yes.
You could be the meanest person in the world.
What you said.
I guarantee you start drinking teas, I guarantee you'll see somebody brand new.
Mhm.
Mm,
Anybody around me, hey, here goes some tea. Here
Mhm.
goes some tea. I make it good like the bartender.
Yep.
Right.
Because I know what it does. For one, it's the fountain of youth,
Mhm.
right? For two, you whatever people call it, bad energy, demon possession, it got to get up out you.
Yeah.
You can't stand a clean body,
Mm.
even for that second. So the mental clarity that comes from it, if you got a fogginess and you can't remember stuff, it was like when Brother Yancy said that he don't really let anything stress him out. I don't put myself around too many people because the load is heavy that I already carry.
What you
Mm.
said.
So I can't allow people to go ahead and bury me with more weight that
Mhm.
I wouldn't ordain and sanctified to carry.
Mhm.
So what I do is I try to tell everybody that I'm around, here, drink these tea. I give you super concocted.
Now y'all hold up for a minute. Toe.
Yes, sir.
Now how come I ain't found you sooner?
I don't know, but I found you before we even what you call. I've been
Man,
watching y'all for a minute.
I don't know
Hey,
how I didn't find you.
design time. Everything is design time. You know. And I wanted to tell you. You know that you know what Dr. Pooch kept saying that we wasn't supposed to say.
Yeah.
What the?
Yeah.
Put that
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
some
We caught.
alcohol. Let it sit
Yeah.
in some alcohol and rub it on there.
Okay. That's true too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got you.
yeah, yeah.
I got you.
If you ain't got
yeah,
no
the attraction.
complications with job or whatnot, then put that in there and rub that on that joint. Hey,
I got you.
Yeah.
the Mexicans
Good
been
killer.
telling me that for a
I,
long
I
time.
got you. Now
Yeah,
my little brother been telling me the same thing. I just ain't
yeah.
Or some
enacting it.
oil, man. Set that up in a window for a few weeks.
Word up.
Yeah.
Oil or alcohol, either one of them.
Man, cause if I could hit the ground running without soreness in the morning, I think I'd be a different man. He'll see me growing eggplants tall as trees.
Yeah.
Help them out. Y'all trade
Hey,
each other
hey,
numbers,
but you know
man.
what though? For the arthritis, man, like think about, I was just listening to somebody talk about, because a lot of people, you know, they talking about the sea moss and sea moss and sea moss, because Dr. Sebi was talking about it, but he was talking about a specific sea moss that's Chondrus crispus, right? It looks like a flower. It grows on the rocks, of on the coast, like the East Coast and stuff like that, or like in Ireland, you know, colder waters, right? Northern
Right.
cold waters, and that Chondrus crispus, it regrows cartilage. This dude, this brother was talking about,
Man,
he was getting interviewed by Dr. Sabi's son, you know, KT Arch Degree, and he was telling them that he was a football player, and he has the CAT scans of all the whole like process. His knees were like bone to bone. He couldn't run. Now he's back running, doing everything that, you know, he was doing back, because his cartilage. He had discs in his vertebrae that were rubbing together, you know, and he literally built that cartilage back up from Chondrus crispus. And then, you know, I would say burdock too is a good like thing for arthritis to get rid of all of that inflammation
you
between the joints. You know
you
what I mean?
inbox
Like,
me that.
Man,
Purifier, right? It's a blood purifier.
what
yeah, yeah,
what
yeah. The burdock root,
Burdock
yeah,
root.
for sure. But it's
what
specific though for arthritis though. It'll really help for arthritis.
you say she need a bucket of that.
Yeah,
Man,
yo,
Dr. Pooch, you inbox me that information.
oh yeah,
Um, I'm bone on bone. I got two bad knees, and all the stuff y'all see me doing, I do that hurting every day. I just refuse to stop moving.
Comfrey is also a bone knitter too.
Mm-hmm.
A beat apothecary just mentioned that. I was going to say the same thing, but she's right.
A lot of arthritis is uric acid that's
yep,
crystallized. That's what it be, uric acid. It
yep,
crystallized and it becomes painful, right? Very,
yep,
very painful. And it's just inflammation tied with waste, tied with blood that form. Actually, that's what your kidney stones and your gallstones is: blood, um, tissue,
Right.
um, and worm feces and urine that just hardened, crystallized, and formed in. The same thing that inflammation in your bone, right? The arthritis, but you dealing with not having cartilage, and I know what you're talking about, Dr. Pooch. And I found that so amazing that it could, but in my mind, I kept saying everything can. So, and I kept looking at them saying about the teeth, right? And then I ran across this man. They talking about the teeth grows back, and
yeah,
I've been saying this to myself. Because how you have a whole roll of teeth and then another teeth grow in after that? Where
yeah,
did that come from?
yeah. Your bones
So
regenerate. Everything regenerates. And we
everything
got stem
regenerates.
cells in our body. Like we got stem cells even in our, you know, older age. You got stem cells. So if you got stem cells, you can grow anything back. It's just that we're not feeding it the right nutrition. So that's why you
Right.
got to go to those specific nutrients that the body can use, like the raw minerals that the body can use and put back into places where it was depleted, you know, but the body
Moringa.
can do it.
I bet you
All of them.
doctor said he took my brother through a serious fast, right?
Yeah.
Serious fast to
42
get
days.
that back growing. But with everything, for much is given, much is required, you know? So is when people contact me, I say I could do my part, but you gotta do your part.
Yeah.
All right. It don't never say that it don't work. Do your part, and I'm gonna do my part, and I guarantee you'll get the result that you're looking for.
I am so glad that we are doing this, guys. Y'all look, and I'm out here head first 100, and I'm growing like a madman. So watching y'all and listening to I will take any pain relief that I can get,
I know that's right.
but I'm not never gonna falter.
Yeah, yeah. I,
E-
I
even
I
if
hear you.
even if I'm in pain, I'm still working.
Yeah. Yeah, but trust me on that burdock root is going.
I
The
got you.
brother Tove is right for that uric acid. You know, it accumulates and gets between the joints, but between the chondrus crispus and the burdock root, it's gonna eat those things up. It's even somebody was even talking about how the chondrus crispus, how it grows on the rocks, right on the shore, and so if you look at the uric acid and those little like crystallized like uric acid crystals, if you
Mhm.
look at it under a microscope, he was saying that it looks similar to how chondrus crispus looks growing on the rocks. You
Mm.
know, like that was I never saw that comparison, but but I heard him say that, and that was like really kind of fascinating to me. How nature, that's what I'm saying. Like nature, you just look at nature and it'll tell you, because it's just that's just the macrocosm, and we're the microcosm, and then we have our own microcosm. So we just got to replicate those same things. And then another where I heard where I learned the burdock root from was a story that Dr. I don't know if you guys know Dr. Christopher. He's like an old herbalist, old like American herbalist in Utah. He was like like through World War I, through World War II. I mean, like,
Mm.
and so the stories that he has was just crazy. So he said a man came to him in a wheelchair, like arthritis to the point he couldn't even stand anymore. His whole body was like, crippled and tight. And he said, make a gallon of burdock every day and drink that gallon. Man, he said a month, or a few months came by, and a man walked up to him and he said, "Hey, remember me?" He said, "No, I don't remember you." He's like, "Yeah, I was that dude in that wheelchair, and you told me that, you know, what you told me." So, this
Wow.
stuff works.
And
That
that's what
sound
I
like
tell.
Tove. That sound like your regiment, Tove.
Yeah, I'm telling people, listen, man, do it. I know a diet change is a big thing to ask, and I understand it's mental, right? But just put it in your body. Anything is better than nothing.
Yes, it
Our
is.
bodies is so rattered, tattered, and done
Mhm.
for. Our lymphatic system, our
Oh,
hearts,
please talk about that.
huh?
Please talk about that lymphatic system, because nobody talks about how important the lymphatic system is. It is your
Yeah,
trash, your waste system.
yeah, that's the waste.
If you don't, your lymph nodes gonna be off. Everything, your glands gonna be off. It
Oil.
expels toxin out of your body, and
Yes.
your body has a lot of toxin in it. How
Mm-hmm.
much gas do you have?
Mm-hmm.
Right? How much pockets do you have? How much junk have you been putting in your body? If you was drinking, if you was lungs and you smoking, even if you quit, you still need to do something. My brother, who I love very much, he ain't here with me no more. Um, he used to smoke crack. That's still my big homie, and he died 20 years later, haven't touched nothing in 20 years, and it caught him.
Mm.
Mm.
Dialysis.
Mm.
So don't think because you quit that it won't catch you. Nobody didn't have to tell me what got him. I knew. I knew what got him. So if you think you made it out, you haven't. You still need to do something, because from my grandmamas and grandpas to right now, it's a totally different time period where
Mm-hmm.
everything is bad. And
Yep.
so we putting more bad stuff in us. We breathing more. If you ain't never know how bad it was, go outside at nighttime and get one of them strong light flashlight and shine it like that. And watch how much particles just floating around. Your
Mm-hmm.
nose, your nose can't catch all of that.
Mm-mm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's going in, and it's going in, it's going down into your lung, it's stopping at your glands up here, and it's going down here, and it's going into your lungs. You can't catch all of that.
Yeah, fine, that's facts.
So we have to get something in our body on a
Yep.
consistent. If you do something like brother Dr. Pooch said about the burnout root, do whatever you gotta do on a constant. Do burdock root, do dandelion root, do mints, okay?
Moringa.
Do sea moss, do oregano, do
Yes.
parsley, do
Mm-hmm.
cilantro. I don't care what you do. Just do it
Be
every
consistent.
day. From this point on, do it
Avocado.
every single day.
Uh-oh.
Hmm.
They,
One thing I'll jump in and say, it looked like he froze. But one thing I'll jump in and say about the lymphatic system is it's not a pump system like your
Nope.
cardiovascular
Nope.
system. You got to
That's
move
what
it.
they don't
If
talk
you don't
about.
if you don't move your lymphatic system, like jumping around and
Yep.
exercising and doing that, it's not going to move itself. Like you got to sweat those toxins out.
Mm-hmm.
Because your kidneys, like Brother Tove was just saying, he understood that eventually it ruined his kidneys because those toxins were trying to come out through somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You got to allow your body to detox, man. Sweat that stuff out.
And what they
possibly
don't tell
because
us
his liver
either.
was probably jacked up too.
But man,
His liver was probably jacked up, and that's what kicked his lymphatic system.
look,
And
everybody's liver is jacked up, and
Watch
that's
out for
why.
Hope. He's probably trying to come back in.
I'm looking for him.
Okay. Another thing they don't tell you about your lymphatic system is the drainage points. Like women who have C-sections don't realize they cut them across their lymphatic draining
Mm.
pockets. So
That's
then what happens is that lymphatic system does not have a way to drain because it's been cut and there's scar tissue there. So now they have that little pooch across the top of there, but it's not because the body didn't want to pull itself tight. Well, that's where lymphatic system drainages are for women, right in the human.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
but
crazy.
even if you have a something here or something there, but you need to know where your lymphatic drainage systems are. They need to know, but they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care to tell you. They're gonna get their money for doing what they need to do, stitch you back up, and there you go. Because you're not supposed to know about your lymphatic drainage areas. Under your armpits, when people have boils, that's a
Mm-hmm.
lymphatic drainage pad.
Yep.
Top of your head, your above your knees. Those are all drainage. And water is another part of lymphatic drainage. And so when water just pools in certain places, it will shift bones. But and so you see people with bad this and bad that. The lymphatic drainage needs to be done. The massages, face, neck, sinuses, all of that.
Mm.
It's something that they don't talk about. And
It's
certain cleavers is really good for lymphatic drainage. So
Mm.
that's another one, Derek. You might want to look up cleavers.
Cleavers. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
that.
Cleavers is good for um what is it swelling epidemic. When you start to swell, over swelling of the legs and the ankles.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it
edema.
helps. Huh?
Edema is we talking
Yeah,
about?
edema. Yep,
Yeah, yeah,
yep.
yeah.
And edema is part of the lymphatic system.
Wow, that's crazy. I mean, anytime I think about the lymphatic system is like, and you start seeing like those balls and stuff like that. I usually tell people to do like a soft, um,
Mm-hmm.
liver cleanse, right? Like you
Mm-hmm.
can start off with like tamarindo or different type of things to cleanse the liver. I find avocado is another thing that could cleanse your liver, right? It's one of the things I'm super fond of, and and once your liver is clean, like you reboot your liver, your lymphatic system will start flowing again, like Pooch was saying. Because if it's taxed, that's when it just starts shooting out all those toxins and start like polluting your whole insides. So it's
But the
true.
American diet set us up for failure because if you just eat what's recommended and never put in these essential minerals and herbs, really the herbs that have the mineral components that you would not get from anything you're eating at the grocery store or a fast food or a restaurant. But different cultures incorporate it in their food So they don't have the issues that most of the Americans, and I'm talking about outside of the United States, they incorporate turmeric. They incorporate, the capsaicin in most things.
Human.
Cumin, yeah, So they don't have the onset problems that Americans have when we're looking at the diet. Even if I go to a Lebanese grocery store here, it's food is very reasonably priced and it's natural, right? If I go to a regular grocery store, nothing is real. It's in a colorful box and it got 35 different things in the ingredients. And it's
It's
hot. It's expensive.
no.
But if I go to Mexican town, I'm getting all natural. I'm gonna get hibiscus. I'm gonna get whatever I want, cut natural. Dearborn is gonna be a halal. So
Yeah.
we have to rethink our minds because we were brought out of our traditions. So now we have to teach ourselves.
Hey, that's really interesting and that's strategic too. You have to shop outside of your neighborhood,
Yes,
right?
sometimes you do
Because
have to shop outside of your
yeah,
neighborhood.
because sometimes, hey, it could be me. It seemed like all of the trash is infiltrated in your neighborhood. But like she said, you can go to
Hmm.
Mexicoville or Italianville or Jewishville or Chinaville, wherever the ville you at. It's not your ville. It's definitely not Brownsville.
Yeah,
Okay. And you're gonna get the good stuff. Like I showed you guys the other week. I was showing you guys seeds that you could possibly buy. It'd be a pack of seeds. I bought a pack of seeds. It was like a pack of basil seeds, like this much seeds. It's probably a 2,000 seeds in that thing. It's like
hmm
$2.
hmm
Because they're not gonna put no trash in their food.
no,
They're not gonna do it. They're not gonna
no,
mess themselves up. You know, and you don't see all of them fruity this and that,
no.
red 40, yellow 6,
Mm-mm.
blues 5,
No,
and other communities because they're not eating it.
no. Because
They
I
Because
went
it's
to
banned in their countries.
yes, it's banned. Like I stopped buying ketchup. And I found a substitute at the Asian market, which is like a banana, um, fermented banana something, and it tastes better than ketchup to me. But it was like $2.60 for a huge bottle. Um, it it's the same color, but I just stopped buying ketchup. So now I'm starting to grow mustard so I can make my own ground mustard myself.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes, I don't have to buy it, but I'm just saying all that to say we can help and heal ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, we
I
really
mean,
can.
we have to create, like, the culture is being created right now through
Yes,
conversations and groups like
yes,
this and stuff because like we've been miseducated to think
hmm
and now accept and internalize. Well, that's eating this way is part of who we are and our identity, but that's not necessarily true because
no,
there's so many, like we mentioned early on in this discussion. There's so many other things besides pig and
hmm
all the different parts of the pig that people were eating back in the day if they didn't have means for like chicken and other
yes,
fowl and stuff like that. They were in the garden, they were gardening, everybody was gardening, everybody
yeah.
had a plot, you know
And they
everybody
did not
once a
eat
month,
3 times a day.
probably like that part too, yeah. Yeah, and not
It's like
having
the
the
hungry man
pesticides and
breakfast. Everybody got wives think they're doing this and girlfriends think they're doing this good job by feeding this hungry man breakfast. But his body don't require that for real, for real. It requires nutrients.
right. You need minerals.
Right.
It's an absolute fact. That's crazy. And I heard, man, that you ain't supposed to eat like I call them diggers and runners, right?
Hmm.
A digger is like the tubulars, right? Anything that digs under the ground, the provisions, and then runners are like like your viney things that come up like your tomato and stuff like that. So those two things don't grow at the same time, right? They're two different like species, right? So here you're eating a potato. I mean, you're eating a potato with your French fries, and then you have to catch it with the tomato. You know what I mean? And that's when you get sick. You ain't supposed to. They ain't supposed to cross pollinate that in your stomach, and that's why you get building.
Mm. It's like the
Ah,
acid and the starch.
yeah, the acid in the
He
starch is messing
said
you
they're
up.
not supposed to cross pollinate in your stomach.
I'm dead up. Like, because one is very acidic, and the other one is like, it's
Starches.
it's it's not a good look. You got sugar, so you put acid with sugar. Come on,
Yeah.
no
Man, I
help.
grew some cherry tomatoes, and they were the sweetest tomatoes I had ever eaten. Because my soil was right, and I realized that most of the stuff that we think is acidic is not really acidic. It's just the soil is probably acidic
Correct.
and like mineral deficient, and so
Mm-hmm.
it's growing acidic, fruits
Listen,
and stuff like that.
That's good right there. That's good.
Yeah,
He cooking tough. He cooking.
Oh, it's cooking. He cooking. He called himself Dr. Pooch. So he
come on.
cooking. Yeah. You
I got it.
know, my phone cut off, so please
Mhm.
forgive me.
Welcome back,
But what I
brother.
was saying is, get just do something every day. Just make it. Try something. The stuff in your grocery store. Don't take that for granted, y'all. Don't take that for granted. You got cilantro, you got oregano, you got parsley, you got catnip, you got
Oh yes.
spinach, you got go into them Asian stores and grab some of that stuff that's in there. Into the Arab stores, grab something in there.
Mm-hmm.
The leafy green. We have got so far away from the leafy greens, it's pathetic.
Mm-hmm.
That's your
All of
oxygen
it.
for your body.
All
How you
of it.
think Grandpa was able to smoke cigars and live to 90?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
No,
And the tobacco probably was
And,
better
and,
too.
and that's
Yeah,
because he was
but
eating.
yeah, no doubt. But here's the thing: was the properties that's in it is so great. It could sustain your life to longevity. It could give you that longevity. So, and this group is about gardening. So, folks, you know what I'm saying? It's our duty that we have the knowledge to go ahead and plant the seeds in people in our family. Start with your family first, which is your friends also that you associate with on the daily. Start with them. Encourage them. A green thumb don't mean that you could grow. A green thumb is a metaphor for you are gardening. You are planting. That's it. You trying. Because I grew up gardening. The game took me away from gardening, right? But my grandmother, up until 19, when she passed, I was still doing my thing. But after she passed, the game took me over, and then I got back into it about 8 years ago. I'm 51 now.
Yeah, I said I wasn't gonna never touch another plant because we bought clothes and got all of the things we needed off of gardening. And now look
Hmm.
where I'm at. I'm back in the game.
Back in the game, back in the real game,
Mm-hmm.
Back
back
in the
in the real
stride
game.
again.
We are threats in every
Well, that
sense
was a
and
good
form
somewhere.
when you could be in
Good
this
one.
group called,
That's a good one.
this mindset group called self sustainable.
Oh yeah, that's what's up. I'm
Exactly.
trying to do
No,
collective sustainable too. You know what I
you hit
mean?
it on the
You could
head.
be on your own island and you should do for self. You know what I mean? Do for self, brother. But you should also know how to trade and barter too. You don't want to be locked on that island. No man is an
Right.
island. So you gotta leave
Mm-hmm.
space.
That's what he said. Start with the people around you.
Yeah, start. And I want to
Yep.
Start with
say
the people
something
around you.
as far as a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, in my belief factors, they look at this strangely. I always been a man to walk my own path, so I cared nothing. And with my knowledge, you should listen. Everything on this earth has property benefits. The
Facts.
rocks, the different rocks,
Mm.
the different trees, the water. You got four types of water on this earth. All of them waters have different properties.
Drop the water.
Okay?
Drop the science on the water. Let's get to that.
the oceans. He separated the oceans, and you can see it from an aerial map that they have that one. It's lines. It's lines right in it that separate them that they are not to cross.
That's true.
Okay, so you can see the Gulf in the Pacific. The Gulf in the is it the Gulfs in the Atlantic? What size y'all? Atlantic?
Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean, they look different, and you can see where they. Yep, it's true. That's
Yeah,
very
they
true.
got different properties and growing different species of plants down there.
And they will
Okay,
not mix.
and they will not mix. So you talking about in the rocks? We looking at it, and it's crazy because people be like, "Oh, you worshiping rocks." They ain't saying it to me, right? But this just in my belief system. The people that's in the same belief system as me. But here's my point: these rocks, you use coal to heat your house, but you know nothing else about coal.
Right.
You use a diamond and wear it, but you know nothing else about a diamond. You'll use a cubic zirconia, glass, a ruby, a topaz, but you know nothing else about them. All
Yeah,
you got to do is Google benefits of each one of them.
that's right.
And they're going to tell you how important these things can be to yourself, to your surroundings, right? So, like dude said, and I do fact check on everything. He said it's on TikTok still right now, and probably quite a few people have did. He said, you know what about lead? He said, you know why they don't make lead paint no more? Because lead paint is EMP protected. It can't
EMP,
it can't penetrate.
electromagnetic pulses.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, son, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Talking about kids was eating lead paint. I ain't never known no person in life to eat no damn paint.
Now, when
Yeah,
it's
that's a
food
fact.
there, we had free
And talking
cheese in
about it was
in the
sweet.
hood.
Come on, man.
You
We
know,
was the
you know,
wild our group
reading your
was the
email right now.
wildest of wildest growing up, and we ain't never heard of nobody eating no paint. Sniffing paint, but not eating no paint. Oh, they was eating paint chips. Where they was getting paint chips from? Who
Man,
was so hungry or so curious that they ate some peel and paint off the wall outside?
and where your parents at? You feel me?
Mm.
Where your parents at? You know what I
Who
mean?
taught you that?
Yeah,
Who
come on.
taught you that?
All right, look, I got a question for all of y'all. Y'all ready for the question? I got a question for y'all. I bet.
Where you at?
Gentlemen, if you had to write yourself a love letter, where would you start?
Okay. I'm gonna take that one.
Come on.
I would go back to when I was a teenager. I would tell myself that where I started is not where I will finish.
Mm.
And the negative things that my parents told me are not true. I would give myself grace to get to a better place in life because it will take time in all things. You will find the love. You will find the love of your life and be kind to her, and she truly loves you. So I mean, you'll have to know that.
Right.
But with that being said, it's a lot of things that I would not have done, and a lot of things that I should have focused on that I didn't. And I didn't focus on my love for gardening. I mean, I thought it was a punishment at the time that I was learning it, and so now I'm seeing it in a different light because I had to come right back to that same area where I started. When I seen that panic on my wife's face, we went in Walmart and we couldn't get nothing for the pandemic, and then immediately it just snapped back into my head that, oh, I could fix this. A few seeds, some dirt, and we was right back on top of the world, growing,
All
eating
right.
straight out the backyard. And so That was just something that I had to put a lot of thought into that, Merce. I
Man,
I,
that's
I, I
beautiful,
didn't I
brother.
didn't I didn't know why I came back to my roots, but I see why now. So I'm gonna let
That's where your
somebody else.
joy is.
Yeah, I'm
It
gonna
should.
let
It's
somebody else
all
take
our joy.
that.
I don't want to cut over you, guys, brother. So,
No, I said I'm gonna let somebody else take over now, but
come
that's
on,
what I
Toe.
came up with.
Toe,
Oh,
come on, man.
uh, I would say, um, I would say, don't let nobody push you off your seat. And what I mean by that is peer pressure has weighed on us still to this day. Okay, and I grew up in a family with a mom and dad in the projects. Um, and they was very talented, and um they taught a lot of skills, and I had 7 brothers and sisters, and so it was a lot of love in there, and so I had a lot of correction, and I had a lot of edification, and a lot of mentoring. And the streets can take you and make you run away from all of that you was taught. So if I could write a love letter to myself, it would be to remain true to the form of what you was taught as a child and carry that into your old age. Because if you do, how brilliant you would be. Smart is one thing, intelligent is one thing, but brilliance, everyone desires to be like that brilliant person. And it don't mean that you overconfident. It just means that you exuded everything that has made you to this day, which could have kept you from making bad choices and making a lot of mistakes. So don't let nobody teach teach our kids the good fundamentals of everything and instill in them. Do not let no one go ahead and lead you. Lead yourself. You the star power. Lead yourself and remain true to yourself and take these teachings that mom and dad is giving you, because we love you more than anybody. And I ain't gonna never let you forget it. So that's my love letter to myself.
That's bars right there. Come on, anybody else? Yancy.
All right. Getting close to my bedtime. I'll go ahead and do it. Um,
All right, we're gonna let you go to bed.
my love letter would be to the person I was in 2015, the person who received that diagnosis, because I could have went many directions at that point in my life, and so that version of me chose a path that brought me here to today. Not only working and I mean not working, but moving towards bettering my health as far as the congestive heart failure, the high blood pressure, and things of that nature, failing kidneys, all the above, but also managing addiction, alcohol, cocaine, cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. And I'm 8 years sober, so it's like,
Hallelujah.
you know what I mean? Like, love you for that. Appreciate it. And a lot of times I don't give myself enough credit for being in that space because I'm living it, and it's just every day. It's what it is, and I kind of simplified things. I had to, because in my mind there was a lot of battles. You know what I mean? But just simply, either you do or you don't. And so, with that, I have to show love for that version of myself that allowed me to be
where I am and who I am today. So, hey, that's beautiful, man. Hey, yo, man, I'm gonna ask all of y'all to come on except Pooch because Pooch can't come on. You know what I'm saying? We try to get his numbers up. We got to do one picture with it, all of us. My man put the hat on. Man, you make me go get a hat, but
Yeah. That's what I was waiting on. I need you to get your hat, bro.
Don't leave me out the
I
hat.
gotta get a hat.
It's the
All
Yeah,
right,
you gotta
rodeo
get
in
your hat, bro.
Texas right
hold on,
now,
let me get a hat.
baby.
Let me get a hat. Let me get a hat. 1 second. Let me get a hat.
I gotta get one. I gotta. I don't know what happened to all mine.
Hey, I'm gonna accept that. So I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna put on
accept
my
that. I like
space.
that.
All right, let's go. All right. Hey, it's been a good show, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. If it's been a good show, please give some love. Follow
Yeah,
everybody on the
y'all let
panel.
us know.
You know what I'm saying? Let us know. Send us an email to the Garden Gumbo at gmail.com. You know what I mean? If you like what we got, if you have any comments or suggestions for the show,
Brother
please.
Yancy.
All right. We're going to do this at 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Cheese. Beautiful, man. I love y'all, man. This is a beautiful show, man.
Hats off
Yeah.
to the gentleman. Thank
Next
y'all
week
for
is the
being here.
lady. Next week is the lady.
We didn't get Pooch's love letter.
Oh, right. Pooch, what's up,
Yeah.
baby?
Yo,
Let's go.
What's
all
the
right.
love letter, Pooch?
So look, you know what? I was just thinking about listening to y'all. Um, I'm a writer, right? So I've and it started with hip hop. So let me hit y'all with this little love letter piece that you know, it's to myself. It's but it kind of explains everything that I would say in a but in a rap form. So let me
Come
just
on.
rap this to y'all in like this little verse right
Y'all
here.
about to
Yeah,
get back
hold
to
on.
Boots bars. Y'all
Just
better be giving
just
some
for
likes on this.
curiosity,
Give
is
some
it
Right.
likes
old
on.
school rap? Is it new
Come on,
school
baby.
rap?
Hey man, you can
Nah,
figure it
let
out.
them
You can
flow.
take it how
Let them
you
flow.
want it. It's it's really ancient school rap, you know? It's from the mystic school rap, you know?
I got you.
So
I got you.
um the mystery schools. So it goes, know thyself first and foremost. And yo, this was the first. This is crazy. Even how I wrote this rhyme, right? This is the first rhyme that I wrote coming to New York,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
So I'm from LA, but I came to I'm in New York right now for like, you know, about a year and a half. And I was at this function one time. So I was developing a relationship with this one MC that I really love from Brooklyn. And I was in LA just always bigging him up, like, yo, that's fire. Yo, keep dropping, you know, just always like, you know, putting some little extra, you know, flow in his battery, like, yo, just, you know, keep it going. He's dope. Right. And
Yeah.
so when I moved to New York, I hit him on his IG, like, yo, I'm out here now. Like, Whoopty Wham, you know, he was like, yo, I got a show. Come to my show. Boom. So we met up in person. I come to his show. He's rocking the crowd. He's doing his thing. And I'm just chilling. I'm by myself. It was my first time, you know, out on the town. I couldn't go out with my wife because she was pregnant at the time. And, you know, so it was just like, I was just dolo. And I'm in the crowd just chilling. And this dude next to me, we like, you know, catching a little conversation. He ends up being that he just moved literally the same week of Labor Day that I moved to New York. He moved to New York, and he moved from San Diego. I moved from LA. You know, so it was like, yo, oh, crazy. So anyway, he moved with all of his studio equipment. So he was like, yo, I make beats, booty wham. They get him in the studio. So this is what I wrote, right? In his just a part of it, part of what I wrote in his studio. My first rhyme in New York, and it's so relevant to this love letter to self. So it goes, know thyself first and foremost, and to thyself be true. My soul song from a lost scroll that was sung in the mystic school. It's hidden jewels in my convo. Every jewel, every word is compost. Building soil, build and destroy. Building boys easier than building broken homes, broken souls, broken vows, broken bones. Broke the bank, broke the mold, cracked the crown, built the throne. Raising kings, grow your own your home. Focus on what makes you whole inside instead of all the holes inside. Hold your life sacred. Make sure you enjoy the ride. And that's really like what it is. Like hold your
Powerful.
know
Okay.
Deep.
thyself and
Right.
and
Deep.
and enjoy the ride. You know what I'm saying?
Deep.
Right.
Dr. Pooch, what's
Like
going
Come
on?
on.
Dr.
compost,
Pooch, the
like
way to close it
compost.
out, brother.
Yeah. Hey,
Bar.
I think that's just relevant to it kind of wrapped it up, like every little element
It
in there, you
definitely
know?
did.
Beast,
Yeah. Thank
beast,
you, man. Thank you.
fire,
Yeah, we
Thank you.
need
Yeah.
everybody
Beast
need a
from the
copy of
east
that
now.
just so we can
The best
support
from
fire.
the
Man,
you.
west
hey,
beats the beast from the east.
look, I'm gonna get my numbers up, and I'm. God is telling me, and I'm kind of reluctant to do it, but I really need to start just rapping more and putting myself on, recording myself, rapping more, and putting my songs out there because it's really holistic education that I'm giving in my music too,
Mhm.
like,
Right,
so it's
right.
just part of like my conversation.
You
But
need to get that out there.
yeah, I
Everybody
You
follow
said
Pooch. Everybody follow everybody on the panel, please.
Yeah, and I'm gonna follow back. All
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
that's just what I
same.
do.
Follow Tove, Yancy, Audrey,
and
Backyard
Yancy, thank you for
Farms.
staying up with us. You know we early birds.
Right.
Yeah,
Got
Audrey,
you.
your eyes getting low right now.
Yeah,
Yes.
they on grandpa time. You know what I'm saying? It's all good.
Yeah. I'll be out the door by 3:30.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm looking for everybody to go to my Facebook garden group.
Mm-hmm.
Got Tastic Gardening, patios and lawn, grow,
You
grow.
gotta put that in the
Type it.
comments.
Type
So
it.
you gotta
Type
you
it.
got you gotta share that, bro.
Yeah, type it on the comments.
Yeah, hey,
So
y'all
so
know I'm
we
new
can
to this. Can somebody do that? No.
We don't know what you and you spelling grow. You got
You already know what it is.
GRO. I seen it, but you know what I'm saying? You gonna have to just drop a link.
yeah, so
Just put it on your
you
page.
got
Just put it on your
Yeah,
page.
it's on my
I'll
page.
repost it.
It's on my page. The
I'll
whole
repost it.
a whole video is dedicated to that. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? The link
I'll
is there.
repost it. I'll repost it.
Yeah. And if anybody need if
What?
anybody need
Slip and slide? Slip and
if
slide
anybody
records?
need any detoxes, natural
It's just a good
cosmetics,
stuff.
plug.
What are you doing? Yeah, brother.
I
Early bird,
What they
early
call it,
bird,
This
promo?
brother.
man.
What they call
Yo,
it,
tall
promo?
brother.
yeah, you wait, look, you got me, so
Look,
you
yeah.
can send some of that stuff my way.
Yes,
Shoot,
sir.
shoot, my man.
We
Your info. All of that.
tomorrow we're gonna talk on the phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. That's
Yes,
what
sir.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Put that link in there for me.
All
Yes,
right.
sir. Definitely.
Well, with that, we wrapping up. Next week, ladies, we're gonna have some ladies on the gumbo. We're gonna do the same thing, same time, same bat station. We're gonna have four or five incredible ladies. If some of them answer their phones when I call, we're gonna try to do the same thing. We're gonna keep the same energy. This was a great show. I'm
Great
happy
show.
our friends are now y'all friends. You know what I'm saying? And we building community. This is what we do, man. We love it.
I'm following health and wellness. I'm following Pooch. I've been following you, Backyard, and Audrey, and you, Merce. I already follow y'all. Hey, it's been a real pleasure. I enjoyed y'all. And you know what's more important? What's more important is that I'm sitting amongst my peers and I'm listening to how far we have grown. I'm looking
Mm.
at all y'all past. Even though I don't know it, I know it's similar. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, yo, we made it.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, we are definitely going places here, y'all.
Yeah.
So
You know what I would like to do?
it's something to
We,
hold
we
it
got
up.
to get the ladies next week. Let's try to come back on the 25th with the men and the women. If we could get all, that'll be really popping.
I'm in.
How many can it hold?
Huh? We got
How many can
9.
it
We'll figure it out. We'll
Right.
figure it out. We'll
Yep,
figure it
I'm
out.
in.
I know
The
I've
best.
been hard to
Matter
get
of
in
fact,
touch with.
hey, listen, audience, write the Garden Gumbo. Tell us who was your favorite guest that you had on the Gumbo show since we've been in existence. That would be a good
Mm-hmm.
look. Because we need to
Yeah.
find out like what you guys really like. Because it's really for y'all. It is what it is. You know. So
Can I share something right quick?
sure, bro. Go.
Hey, on Tuesdays, I do a health and wellness trivia. So at 7 o'clock. So
That's right.
tomorrow, in recognition of Women's Month, I'm doing it on menopause. truths and myths, and it'll be just 30-question trivia. Whoever wins, you get to. I make tinctures, so you get to choose a tincture of your choice. You can blend or whatever, uh, and that's that. So I just want to put that out there.
I
What
get to
what
play
what?
too.
I'm
Huh?
sorry.
Do I get to play?
Yeah, everybody gets to play. I just can't play.
Brother Yancy, what standard time you on?
He's from
Eastern.
Atlanta.
Huh?
I'm on East Coast, Eastern Standard Time.
Got you. Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
And tomorrow sometime I'll be going live. I'm gonna plant mom's garden.
That's
Get her stuff
right.
Beautiful.
going.
That's
All right.
beautiful.
Hey, I love all this information, and like I said, just thinking about how far everybody have come, and that we in
Yep.
good health right now.
Yep.
You
And
know.
we're gonna
Yo,
keep giving ourselves grace.
yeah,
Yes.
this is beautiful. It's been a long time coming. It's something that we needed to do.
Yes, sir.
I
Yes,
love
sir.
it.
Yep.
I love it.
Listen, I,
So I
I, I
love all y'all, but this old man about to get some sleep because I've been working hard all day.
yes, sir.
Y'all already
Hey,
know.
love y'all. May the
Okay.
Most High be with
Peace and
y'all,
blessings,
and,
man.
and y'all be in good spirit,
You too.
and y'all get good rest. I know Yancey say he gotta go lay it down.
Yeah. Same
Respect.
here.
All
All
right, brother.
right,
All
peace,
right,
Appreciate
y'all.
everybody.
you. Peace
Shalom,
and blessings.
shalom.
Peace. Good
Shalom.
night.
All
Shalom.
right.
For
Thank
showing
you
Good
for the
up.
night,
show.
y'all.
See
That was
you
a great
next
show.
week. Same
Yeah,
time, 8 p.m. See
sounds
you
good.
guys. God
Shalom.
Same
bless.
time.
God bless.
All right. Good night.